Alright. Alright. We are going live. The internet can totally see me now. Stop, use your encoder. We are live. Yes, we are. Indeed. Your data is working? Nice. Welcome, Uni, Shade, Meth, King. In that order. It's been 2 weeks since my last Monday Night Livestream. Let's get some game rolling. Well, before we get some game rolling, we're gonna take off like about 5 minutes of time to let other people get in. They always try to get going a little early, if possible. Possibly, why not? That's good. Hope everyone has been doing well in the week I was gone. I guess a lot of people did not log on to YouTube on my end of YouTube anyway, because I think my my Shining Resonance or Gravity Rush video had no views. I was like, oh well, man, I guess they really didn't want to watch it. Take any of my BS. Connection going to shit, Meth? Oh, that sucks. As long as mine isn't. Yep. Hey, I don't care, man. Let's put it this way. Even if nobody watched my videos, I'll upload it. Because, like, it's a re-upload of a live stream, especially. Like, you know, other people have watched it already. Like, you know, like, I understand. We've already seen most of it on Twitch and got the full experience, so it makes sense. Not gonna fault anybody for not watching my videos just because I uploaded one or two. Someone's playing some Counter-Strike. Been away for intro for weeks, Uni, I understand. And King, yo, you've been busy, it's fine. You know, Meth doesn't watch any of my videos. That's the running joke between me and Meth, guys. We don't watch, he doesn't watch any of my videos. Which is a lie. Like, he obviously does watch some of my videos, but, like, half the time, like, you know, if you've seen it live, it's like... I don't know. We're doing drinking. I'm drinking some Monster energy drink because I want some carbonation and caffeine. Granted, the caffeine really doesn't do anything, but the carbonation does. It's a little bit, it's okay for my throat. I also have water as a backup. Nothing alcoholic. I am recovering from some con cold, so to speak, still. I know it's been a week since I came back. But, you know, have to get better. There are better energy drinks? Well, you know, I like my Monster. Like, you know, not gonna lie. You never got laid? You know, that happens, you know. You know, it'll happen eventually. It always does. Unless you choose not to get laid, in which case then, you know, I hope it doesn't. Hey, how's it going? Hey, Delia. Oh, my Google and Moogly. Well, you know, I didn't live stream last week, so you didn't miss much on my end. I'm here now. Welcome. Well, alright. Let's see. Oh man, we're almost there. Yeah, so if you're here specifically for the Fruit of Grisaia only, you were here 2 weeks ago, and you're here today, didn't miss anything. Nothing has changed. How are you doing? I'm doing okay. Anyway, it's 7 p.m. Good morning, Uni. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Monday Night Livestream presented by yours truly, animefanrk2k. Feel like it's been 2 weeks since I've done this intro. We are playing some Fruit of Grisaia because, well, one, I like this game. Two, it's Monday, and Monday Night Livestreams are Grisaia livestreams for now. Until I finish this game. All the good ends, bad ends, you know, ends. So, last time, we saw the most ridiculous console of consoles, where basically the Rejected Women's Club of Yuji's Rejected Women's Club met together, and they approved the Makina, the Yuji Makina, whatever is happening here, and here we are, I guess. I don't remember entirely. We'll get back into it as we go. Oh, flood warnings. Stay dry, stay dry. Anyway, in all things, the fundamentals are what matters most. Followed closely by experience, or so my master used to tell me. When the shit really hits the fan, and you're lying face down in the mud about ready to just give up. Your fundamental physical strength and mental toughness you've gained on the battlefield are what allow you to pull yourself up again and keep struggling forward. Stay dry or swim. Hopefully, well, I'm a good swimmer, so if it was me, I'd be able to swim. My computer would not be able to as easily. You might have problems with the live stream, though, if I was swimming right now. Anyway, I guess her way of thinking must have rubbed off on me at some point. At the time, I absolutely hated that brutal exercise routine she imposed on me. But now I feel downright uneasy if I miss even a single day. What? Sachi? Hearing a vaguely dopey cry of distress from behind. Dopey? Really? I slowed to a halt and looked back down the road. Sachi's jogging sluggishly toward me with one arm around Makina's shoulder, practically dragging the girl along. Brrrr! You love that word? Dopey? In between gasps of breath, the maid morosely mumbles, although we're 3 laps behind. Meanwhile, Makina collapses to her hands and knees, whimpering pitifully. Yo, running is tough, especially if you try to keep up with someone who's like much more physically fit than you. Case in point, my cousin is he's kind of like a fitness nut, and he does like all these crazy exercise routines and stuff. And every once in a while, I'll go and work out with him, and man, I feel like crap afterwards. He's always like, yo, how you feeling? I'm like, I feel like crap, man. I'm like, oh, I'm done. But yeah, you know. Clutching her twitching stomach and moaning like an out-of-tune trombone, Makina stares up at me with eyes full of bitter reproach. I mean, I think, was it last, they decided that they were going to work out with me, I guess? But she's the one who declared a war on blubber and demanded to tag along with my running from now on. Don't see how she has anyone but herself to blame. I guess so. You just realized the stream wasn't working for you? Well, welcome to the stream that's hopefully now working. 10 out of 10 smarts. Fair. I mean, it is tough, yeah. Was it? As someone who runs a full 16 kilometers every single morning, 5 seems like a pretty generous concession on my part. Hell, the routine was even tougher back in my old school. I'll get drummed out of bed at 6 in the morning, gather in front of the dorm for roll call. Followed by a sprint to the warehouse to receive a 3.5 kilogram weight, which we would proceed to lug around for the duration of a mandatory 16-kilometer run. You die doing push-ups, top heavy? Oh yeah. Yo, it can be tough. Delia, instead of doing push-ups, I would suggest getting like small weights. like 2-pound weights for your arms, and just doing like, you know, exercise where you like lift them. I would show you, but I don't have a camera or anything that I can show you with. But you know, you like, you know, hold them at your side and you lift your arms up with them. That'd be a better way to like tone your arms if you care to do so, rather than push-ups, because yeah, being top heavy stinks for that. And when eager to ditch our aggravating burdens, we finally caught sight of the exercise ground designated as our goal. The relief would often only last for a moment. When the squad leader was in a bad mood, he'd instantly bell out, "Right face!" to send us running back to the dorm, still carrying the damn weights. More often than not, there'd be another "right face" waiting for us when we got there. Top of all that, every time he randomly blew his shrill little whistle, we're expected to break into an all-out sprint, so it was near impossible to pace ourselves. On the other hand, I guess that's not really a reasonable standard of comparison. It depends. Like, being top-heavy sucks sometimes. It's nothing, you're right. Let's focus on getting you two able to run a single decent lap around the school. It's only 3.2 kilometers or so. Yeah, you know. And you know, sometimes that's what it is. It's a matter of like just, you know, giving yourself the motivation to get into the habit of doing it every once in a while. And then that's how you build a routine too. Like, you know, you start slow, you build up. Remember, no one has to cold turkey it. You could always do things gradually. Makina, something tells me you'll never become Amane-like. Well, I'd have a hard time calling Amane perfect in terms of body fat percentage, but whatever. Uni, sometimes starting from the bottom's not terrible. Just don't be like me. I start like mid. Like, I have to actually get back to doing planks again. I'm just trying to shake my cold off. But once I do, like, I'm gonna start my routine of doing like 5 minutes of planks every day again. Shay, don't do that. That's what I do, and it's bad. It's bad. Cold turkeying stuff is really tough. Like, cold turkeying exercise routines into your daily schedule, terrible. I do it all the time. Terrible. Always feel like crap. Oh, man. For starters, how about wearing some vaguely appropriate clothing? You could have at least thrown on sneakers and a sweatshirt or something. You need to take it slow, build it up slowly. You know, no one's gonna be buff Suki in a day, okay? Even so, casual clothes and boots aren't exercise gear. On top of which, you haven't shined those boots lately, have you? I should be able to see my face in those things. If this was my old school, you'd be doing 200 push-ups right about now. Hey, warm turkey is also good on sandwiches. Yep, the Buff Suki reference happened. Have you ever had a turkey panini? Paninis are good, man. The paninis are so simple. Just get a toaster thing to just toast the bread. Make a warm sandwich. Boom, panini. Amazing. Not that you're any better. Still in the maid uniform as always. You know, I'm pretty sure that you can't tell the difference. Dude! I want that kind of ultra dry max stuff. Yo, get me some of that. I sweat a lot.
裸より涼しいだそうです。
Cooler than naked. Turkey baby Gouda on panini bread? Oh, that sounds delicious. Yo, I need that. I need that in my life. Better than what I had for dinner. A can of Monster. Tell me something, Sachi. Just how many different maid uniforms do you own?
そうですね。通常用のインターメディエイト、運動用のアクティブ、夏季略装のトロピカル、冬季寒冷地仕様のヘビーゾーンに
Wow. It's even called intermediate? Really?
ボート鎮圧用のアサルト、医療従事用の白いメイド服のメディック、冠婚葬祭および慰霊式典参加用のコンサバティブの計7種類があります。
Wow. Intermediate. Copped out with Burger King? Fair enough. I mean, she has the heavy cold one, yeah. That made my day 11 minutes into it. Nice. Yo, it's okay. Yo, alright. Yo, don't fault yourself for having some Burger King. I had McDonald's for lunch. I'm not guilty about it. Yo, if you want to eat it, you eat it, okay? If you want to exercise, you exercise. Yeah, enjoy life. Do what you will. Don't be accusatory of yourself for enjoying some food. Come on. The Space Maid uniform will come in the sequel, guys. Maybe. Wait, what was that? Counterinsurgency?
はい、何でも強化アラミド繊維で縫製されているそうで、試したことはありませんが、
What?
9ミリ程度の銃弾なら苦もなく受け止める上に
What? That's a legit maid uniform. Have no shame, just work off later in life? You know, whatever. Even if you don't work it off. Sometimes you just eat, and then that's it.
かねてより弱点として指摘されていた鋭利な刃物による刺突にも対応した新素材を採用したそうですよ。
Oh, shoot. You got so much food coloring to wear off? Do the anime fan exercise routine. Don't do the anime fan exercise routine. It involves do the P90X workout. No, don't do that. That stuff's tough. Tough on everything. I mean, I do it, but I die. What kind of a battle maid would need a uniform like that? I mean, where'd you even buy that thing? Makin's like, just in case. Oh, she does use all of them? That's awesome. I can't wait to see all of them. Obviously, she's using the active one. She used the beach one. And obviously, she's most of the time using the intermediate one. Why?
いえ、最初はネット通販でメイド服を買おうとしてたんですけれど、
Oh.
1万円で売られているものもあれば、18万円もするものもあって、
Between
お値段がピンキリでして。
2.
でね、どれ買えばいいかわかんねえっつうから、迷った時はいっちゃいいの買っときゃいいんじゃねってことでね。
Yeah, mountain climbing can be a very tough workout. Do the Saitama workout. 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, 10-kilometer run every day.
最初はユミちゃんちの出入り業者に頼んだんだけど、なんつうの？
榊さんの家の家政婦さんはメイド服ではなくて喫茶店のウェイトレスさんの服のようなものを採用されていまして、業者の方もメイド服は作ったことがないとおっしゃられまして。
God damn it, one of my friends keeps logging in and out and playing games.
で、仕方ないから私の家の知り合いのアパレル業者にオーダーで一式作ってもらったのよさ。
So basically, it sounds like all of us know crazy exercise and workout routines that none of us should actually do. Yeah. Buy the most expensive stuff, right? Yep.
ところがその発注した業者というのがフライジャケットや腕時計なんかを作って軍に納入している業者でして。
So all of a sudden you end up with a bunch of mil-spec maid uniforms, huh?
そういうことなのよさ。アサルト装備にはバイオテロにも対応可能なガスマスクもセットになってて、とってもお得なのよ。
I mean, that does sound pretty useful, at least. You know, like, you know, the fact that you could walk through, like, an insurgency more or less unscathed in a maid uniform. Pretty good. I mean, yo, planks aren't that crazy, right? Never take Makina shopping, said bad influence. Should I get this one or this one? What's the most expensive? And when is she going to use that exactly?
コンタミネーションレベル8以上の大気汚染度の高いおトイレなどを掃除するときに大活躍します。
Man! How many Taco Tuesdays would that take? Gas mask, eh? I remember getting drilled on putting those things on quickly back in my old school. Guess it was back in middle school when they started that. I remember clumsily pulling an M40 over my face, then being forced to run a marathon with it on. Pretty rough, even by their standards. Even after returning to Japan, trained numerous times with a Model 4 protective mask. Usually this involved rushing into a tent full of insecticide fumes. The instructor would bellow, "Situation gas," as we fumbled to get the mask out of our waist pouch and onto our faces in 8 seconds or less. Not the most exciting training, but simple skills like that can easily make the difference between life and death in the field. After ejecting the gas inside the mask and confirming an airtight seal, we pair off with our buddy and make sure theirs was really on properly. At this point, it's kind of a fond memory.
甚だ失礼かとは存じますが、一つ立ち入った質問をしてもよろしいでしょうか。
You have to put gas masks on in primary school, uni? Oh. Yo, how's it going, Vanitas? Welcome. What do you want to know?
風見さんが以前在籍していらした学校とは一体どのような学校なのでしょうか。
Military grade, that's what. See, for me, like, I don't actually know how to put on a gas mask and stuff. I just know how to hold my breath for like 4 to 7 minutes if I have to. So I'd be very bad for anything like longer than that. Fair enough, Uni. Yeah, like I know some of the basics of bomb drills and stuff, but I think that's like I like in American schools we learned the basics of the basics, and then on my end personally, I just learned how to hold my breath a lot longer.
あ、それは私も前々から気になってたのよさ。
What kind of place? Kind of a tricky question, but let's see. Put a hand on my chin and consider the matter, turning my eyes away from Sachi's curious gaze. I was what they call a self-supporting student. I was already working at a middle school age, but since I was still in compulsory education period, my employer was kind enough to send me to school at night. That employer I mentioned was an international enterprise with its headquarters in the States, so naturally the school they paid for me to attend was American as well. Spent the first half of junior high in San Diego, California. Then for the latter half, I was moved to Quantico, Virginia. And they finally decided to ship me back to the Japanese branch, and ended up getting transferred to yet another school over here. Hell of a transition, actually. Nothing at all like how things were in America. Oh, martial arts. Yeah, like, I'm well versed in martial arts myself. Mostly self-study. Mostly because as a kid I was like wild and hyperactive, and my parents were like, "Oh, take martial arts. It'll take the edge off him, right?" It didn't. I just learned how to fight better. I mean, I appreciate what I learned now, but no, I just knew how to fight a lot better. Yo, I took archery in high school. I love archery. Less of a pain in the ass in that people weren't inviting me to barbecues every weekend, but you could really see the difference in how seriously the students approached it.
具体的にはどのように違ったのでしょうか。
Not easy to explain, but maybe this will give you the general idea. In America, the whole point was training us to be useful in the field, where Japan was all about training us to pass the tests. Basically, in Japan, the inspections were the only things anybody cared about.
検閲
Can't do archery for love nor money? Well, it's okay. It's you don't have to be good at archery unless you plan on trying to hit marks further than like your average gun or rifle can reach. Now, if you're a sniper, doesn't matter. In archery, you end up shooting yourself. Archery can be tough. I just have a natural knack for it. In my case, personally, I've always been proficient with bows. I don't know why. It's like the moment I picked up a bow, I was good at it. Might be in my bowman blood. See, there you go, Uni. Sniping. Well, Delia, you have to work out. Let's all work out. We'll all work out together, guys. One day. There's something like a test. If it wasn't on the test, they really didn't give a damn. They give us a little hands-on experience, rarely bothered to explain what we were supposed to be learning. At worst, they taught us outright nonsense. About the only thing America and Japan had in common were the crew cuts and the shitty food.
それは何と言いますか、お勤めご苦労様です。
Ooh. The easiest way is, since you're supposed to be pointing the bow and arrow down when you cock and when you cock it, you could just happen to be face pointed at your foot at the time. The best way to avoid that, Uni, is to really just point it in a downward angle away from anybody else, including yourself. Oh, I know what you're talking about, Delia. Yeah, no, I understand. I understand. Well, it's not like I was actually in the service or anything.
でも普通の学校じゃないよね。
Yeah, it's fair. You know, if all else fails, just stay away from the bow and arrow, Uni. I've been feeling a little unsure about our point of reference to that area for a while now. Mind if I ask you two something as well?
どうぞ。
Is this Mihama Academy of ours a normal school? That's a good question.
なんて答えにくいことを聞くんだよ、パパ。
Well, if the question seems awkward, I guess the answer is clear enough.
こういった表現が正しいのかどうかは分かりませんが。
Shade, you know what's very funny? When I took archery in high school, they didn't actually tell me that. They just said, make sure to point it down. They didn't really specify how. No, King means noir, I guess.
私たちが普通に通えている時点でもう普通からは大きく逸脱しているような気もします。
そもそも普通の子は入学してこないのよさ。
I mean, I think that's what makes school interesting, Makina, though. So you're actually aware you're not normal, huh?
そりゃそうよ。それに私が普通の子じゃないからパパはパパになってくれたんでしょ。
Shade, the first time I ever did anything archery related was when I was in high school. So I'm not so sure about that. Yes, you might be right about that. It's largely because of Makina's overwhelming this kid's hopeless aura that I developed my initial interest in her. The more we talked, the more I realized just how badly she needs someone to set her straight. And in time, her sheer cheerful obliviousness inspired an uneasy variety of protective feelings. What's this girl going to do without me around? Didn't exactly have myself down as the nurturing type. Maybe the way I've had defending the nation beaten into my bones is part of the reason I felt the need to protect this carefree, airheaded creature. Any divine dating tips? Step 1. If they want to date you, they don't want to necessarily be your god. They want to be your partner. Treat them as such. The one thing I didn't get wrong in archery is I never pointed at somebody. Luckily. But, you know. That doesn't mean you can just sit back and rely on me. True safety is only possible through accurate situational awareness, moderate caution, and readiness to defend yourself when push comes to shove. I bet this is going to be probably like a more confusing live stream because you're going to be listening to me talk about things and then go immediately back to reading and then go back to talking about things and then go immediately back to reading. Case in point. Sure, plenty of people sit back and take the protection of others for granted. Easy enough to become a spectator to your own life, throwing tomatoes and booing when things go wrong. But we're going to take a different approach. While protecting you, I'll shape you into a woman with the skill and confidence to solve even the most difficult problems on your own. Oh, that's actually a good mentality, Delia. With that said, I'm terrible at firearms, so I will probably never use them.
Yeah.
No whining. If you want to call yourself my daughter, then you're going to become the best of the best. Bear in mind that your failure is my shame. Do I make myself clear? If you understand, then respond.
Ninja!
It could be the same with archery, Uni. But yes, guns are. There's a lot more inherent ease in being able to injure people with a firearm, in most cases. All right then, let's start with 30 sit-ups.
Ninja!
Ranger Komine, you're Ranger Iris's buddy, a sister.
Ninja!
Why are they yelling Ranger? After spreading out a mat on the ground, Makina plunks herself down on her back and bends her knees. Sachi quickly kneels down to hold her ankles steady. Her eyes burning with determination, the girl links her hands behind her head and attempts her first sit-up, but... Please don't get shot, King. Hey, how's it going, one man? I swear, you're becoming more and more like Majima from Yakuza. Despite several seconds of intense effort, she only succeeds in wriggling around on the ground impotently. Eventually, the girl releases her head and reaches both trembling arms straight out towards Sachi. This too proves ineffective at getting her upper body off the ground.
Maki-chan, しっかり。まだ一回もできてないよ。
Nyo! You're right. The more you do it, make that noise, I don't know. What's all this then? Were my instructions unclear? I didn't tell you to practice your telekinesis, did I? See a damn sit-up already. Show me what you got. Show your moves.
Ninja!
I think Broccoli will win that one. I think Broccoli will win that one.
1ミリも動いてませんね。それに今ブゴって言いました。
I believe that's the sound of defeat right there. Don't really care about that, but Makina can't even manage a single sit-up? Guess I shouldn't be surprised, but seriously. Yo, I could do one sit-up, at least. Remember, one sit-up is better than Makina right now. If guys could do one sit-up, you're at a better starting point than Makina is at this very moment. And that's the important part. Push-ups are easier? Well, yeah. I find push-ups easier too, but because I have a weak core. Hell yeah, I put money on the... Of course I put money on Puchiko, man. Puchiko has I-beams. That really how it is? In that case, let's have you show how it's done. Makina, switch place with Sachi. After a little more squirming around, Makina pushed herself up off the ground and switches places with Sachi. How about 30 for starters? Shout "Hua!" from the pit of your stomach on the way up. Helps focus your body on working the abdominal muscles. Got kicks and punches for a day? Oh. Sachi repeats her sit-ups with the remarkable regular rhythm of a wind-up toy. It'd be insulting to even compare this effort to Makina's, but even by more general standards, it's quite the respectable pace for a young woman. Keep this up for about 300 reps and she'd be right up there with your average WAC girl. But my admiration proves short-lived. After passing 20, Sachi's pace begins to slow precipitously. Chesticles? Yeah. Yeah. Like, for me, like it runs in my family. We have weak cores, so, you know, that it has to be a focus of, like, exercises for me. What's wrong? Running out of momentum already? Some maid you are. Is that all your devotion to your master amounts to? Don't disillusion me. Show some guts, damn it! Guts! As my abuse rains down from above, Sachi bites her lower lip fiercely. What? You're a Jap yourself, you know. Wow. Yeah, it's like martial arts at an early age really helps supplement that, because you learn core important. Okay, that does it. Go ahead, I'm gonna give you a nice hard punch on the double. Is this girl under the impression that the term bitch means something along the lines of sexy and cool?
30回終わりました。レンジャー!
Alright, not exactly earning your salary, but a respectable effort. At the very least, it's 30 better than a certain doughy little pastry face managed. Why are you laughing? You do understand I'm talking about you, right? I knew that most of our students were indoor types. To be honest, I hadn't imagined things would be quite this awful. Not that I'm planning to start running my mouth about how soft kids are these days, especially considering I'm still in that category myself, but...
Maki-chanの場合、入院生活が長かったこともありますし、まずは人並みの体力を取り戻すところから始めるのがよろしいかと。
You have a point. In that case, I guess strengthening the cardiovascular system comes first.
Oh, 任せろ。こう見えてもハートが強いってよく言われるのよさ。
I think they're probably just trying to find a nice way to say completely brazen, but whatever. Well, anyway, let's go with some light cardio. No reason to stress those flimsy little joints. So I'm thinking biking would be the best choice. Of course, I don't plan to have the girl push herself up between two desks and pedal the empty air, so we're going to need an appropriate bike.
自転車でしたら私が持ってますよ。
What? Is it small enough for Makina to use as well?
はい、ミニベロと呼ばれる小径車なので、マキちゃんでも大丈夫かと。
ミニベロ。
折りたたみもできて、とっても可愛らしい自転車なので、きっとマキちゃんにお似合いです。
1 million? What? 1 million what?
ああ、あれな。メイド服にセットでついてきたやつな。
Maid uniform and bike set?
はい。なんでもパラシュート降下時に胸の前にバクタイで固定して使用するそうで、 敵地での偵察任務において抜群の機動力を発揮することができるとの触れ込みです。
Oh. Okay, is this designer a little off in the head or something? So what kind of hellish environments are these maids supposed to be working in?
風見さんは前時代的です。メイドが給仕だけしていればいい時代はとっくに終わったんですよ。
Has it? Yeah, walks are good though. Walking is good. As far as I knew, we hadn't yet reached the age in which maids are expected to suppress insurgents or perform solo recon missions behind enemy lines. Did something happen to Japan while I was away? Well, whatever. In any case, Makina, let's get you started on some aerobic exercise with the bike.
自転車乗ったことない。
Amazon sells everything, basically. Hey, how's it going, Casserolo? Welcome. Say what?
だから私自転車に乗ったことないのよさ。運転手さんいたし、車があったから乗る必要とかなかったし、誰も乗り方教えてくれなかったしな。
Well, teach someone how to ride a bike, it looks like, yeah. I see. It's extremely easy to forget when you're looking at this stumpy little dope face, but come to think of it, Makina is technically a little miss. Not really that surprising that she wasn't biking around all over the place. Guess we'll have to start with teaching you to ride then. As I massage the corners of my eyes, Makina thrusts her right hand into the air.
ま、気長に行こうぜ。
What is the plot? This is a story all about how my life got turned upside down. I'd like to take a minute to sit right there. I'll tell you how I started playing the Fruit of Grisaia and still am playing it now. Basically we're going down the Makina route, which is the little lolly on the left. And, yeah. That's, these two try to join Yuji for a morning exercise. Didn't really pan out. They couldn't even run 5 kilometers. Yeah, there's not exactly any other choice.
自転車に乗れるようになったら次はパラシュート効果ですね。
Somehow I don't think she'll be needing that particular skill. I may have become Makina's father, but that doesn't mean much of anything has changed. The one noticeable difference is that she's now calling me Papa. A little embarrassing on the receiving end, but that's nothing new. Oni-chan felt just as ticklish. Alright. That same afternoon, JB gave me a call on my cell. It was a very brief conversation. Told me she delivered all the materials she could on Irisu Makina to the Academy Administration. In other words, if you want to know that badly, go ask Chizuru. Hey, how's it going, Top Speed? Did Yuji already smash Makina? I don't think so. I hope not. Makina may have been making some advances, but as far as we're concerned, it's still very much a pseudo father-daughter relationship. Not that way. Oh man, I'm gonna... Anyway, accordingly, I'm currently making my way to the principal's office. The sparkling floor of the hallway seems to have been thoroughly waxed recently, as every step I take produces a loud squeak. Modern take on the Nightingale floor, perhaps? What a reprehensible woman. It's more father than daddy at the moment. Oh man. Why does everyone need new computers always? It's like the worst. I wish everyone could get... You know what? That's what I want. I want everyone to be able to afford their own new computer. That's my wish for all of you. Myself included, actually. Yes, I add myself too. I wish I can also get my new computer once I can. Chizuru, are you in here?
ちょっと、愛人のアパートじゃないんだから、自分の部屋みたいに堂々と入ってこないでくれる？ノックをしなさいと何度言えば。
What difference does it make? Hurry up and take a shower. I'll be waiting.
あのね。
Just a joke. You already know why I'm here, right?
そうやって大人の女をおもちゃにしていると、いつかバチが当たるわよ。
Can't imagine Yuji ever getting his just desserts, but whatever. Oh, primary care provider, or like doctor. Okay. It's okay, one man. I can't even stream 60 FPS. I can't stream 60 FPS because of limitations on my internet. Because my internet is in a mess state, as always. Unfortunately, I just happen to be in a location that just doesn't get the best internet right now. It stinks. So, no matter how good my my system and my setup, I have to worry about internet lag before I can stream 60 FPS. With that said, 30 for FPS is fine. Hey, Casserola, no problem, man. You have to work. If you have to work, you have to work. This is the problems with streaming and making content and stuff. Luckily, I can render videos in 60 FPS right now. Like if I do like a Let's Play or something. Like my latest upload of Super Mario Odyssey was in 60 FPS. I'm pretty sure. At least I have Wi-Fi, very true. Actually I'm wired, Uni. So I'm on a wired connection. I don't have Wi-Fi. Well, I don't have Wi-Fi like in that sense. Plus I have unlimited data on my end, so I understand you're suffering from the limitations, but I have unlimited on mine for my phone anyway. I'll game. Pay 150 a month, one man. That's pretty robust. I hope your download speeds are pretty decent then. Dude, I'm here. I'm just busy a lot. Yeah, Uni. Fair enough. I remember you told me that before. Am I? Well, feel free to elaborate on this theory next time I take you out to dinner. It was an indirect way of saying I don't want to hear it. Too subtle for you? 100% orange juice. Alright, well, you got good download speeds at least. JB got in touch, didn't she? Let me see the documents about Makina. Oh, wrecked. That won't do. How can I get you to show them to me?
あなたの私に対するこれまでの雑な扱いを謝罪して、今後はちゃんと先生の言うことを聞きますって言うなら見せてあげます。
That's an abuse of authority, Chizuru.
そうですとも、職権でも何でも乱用しますよ。私だっていい加減頭にきてるんですからね。
Orange juice, man. It's good stuff, Top Speed. I see. Ends justify the means, eh? In that case, I guess I'll have to use every card I've got as well. That's alright with you?
何をする気?
My master once beat a certain technique into me. A method guaranteed to make even the most stubborn woman spill her guts. It's a lengthy process and frankly something of a pain to execute, but it seems I have no choice. Yeah, you'd probably have to get like a... Actually, if you get like a T3 connection, I don't know how much those cost though. Because at that point, you're looking at commercial connection speeds. I mean, one day, I hope to be able to afford something like that. But, you know, at that point, I'll also probably have like be able to own my own house. You have very limited Wi-Fi, King, because you live in the farmlands? Yeah, that's gonna happen. Like, your options get limited too.
ちょっと待って。はい、質問です。
Go ahead.
それはエロスと何か関係が？
Eros? Tricky question. Interpretations tend to vary fairly widely depending on personal proclivities. Come to think of it, back in the old days, I once made JB apologize to me in tears using the method in question. She's never mentioned it?
確かあの子が甘い声を出しながら無茶なお願いをしてきたら走って逃げろとだけ言われた覚えが。
Yeah, I think, like, I agree with top speed. Once you get to 1080p, like, or 60 FPS even for streaming, like, you're at a pretty good place. You really don't have to go further than that. In my case, as long as I use, like, OBS, like, I'm never gonna be able to get to, unless OBS, like, upgrades so that they allow 60 frames, I think. Might be a little odd to say this myself, but that would probably be wise. If you're going to run, kick off those shoes first. With heels like those, I'll catch you so quickly, it won't even be any fun.
痛いことしないわよね。
Come on, do I look like such a cruel man? If anything, in a few hours, you'll have a pleasant new perspective on the whole concept of pain. Nothing to worry about. Yeah, Dela, I believe so. Oh, OBS Studio already does 60 FPS? Shoot, I have to check my settings. I think I don't have it set up for that. As in, like, Kane, that's just a meme. Good news, Uni. What's the good news?
背筋を這い上がるような不安しか感じられないのはなぜかしら。
On that note, Chizuru, I've got some good news for you. For a limited time only, we happen to be offering a special sale. Fork over Makina's dossier? How do you pronounce that word? Anyway, and all your worries will disappear. Pretty nice deal, right? I forgot how to pronounce that. Okay. Oh, you got PS4 Pro for 40 quid? Yo, very nice, Uni. Congrats.
わかったわよ。
Oh, please.
見せればいいんでしょ。見せれば。
Please
今用意
convert.
するから少し待ってなさい。
Please convert 40 quid to, for us American audience. God. Because some people don't know how much that is. Yeah, my sincere gratitude for your time.
資料といっても大したものはないわよ。イリスさんの家は暗い部分が多くて、私だってハルデラさんに依頼してやっと手に入った情報なんだから。
Hey, how's it going, Jose? Welcome. Dossier? Thank you, Dela. Yeah, 40 quid's like $50. Pretty good. You can stream 4K from PS4 Pro? Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, you could do that. I mean, granted, I'm not going to upgrade to a PS4 Pro because I like my PS4. Got some nice Mega Dimension Neptunia decals on it. As she speaks, Chizuru presses her thumb against a fingerprint scanner and unlocks a small safe installed in her cabinet. Ooh.
正解の暗部に深く根付いてる家だけに、ハルデラさんのところでも限られた情報しか得られなかったみたいね。
PSVR. Kid Dracula is better than Dracula.
はい、これで全部。持ち出しは禁止だから、今ここで読んでいって。
Oh. Wow, that's pretty tight security. The A4 size envelope she hands me has the words "Removal strictly forbidden" scratched across the front in red pen. I'm not looking for intelligence on the Irisu, you know. I'm only interested in information on the individual Irisu Makina.
イリスマキナを知るということは、イリス家を知るということよ。 何せ8年前のイリス家のお家騒動の中核にいたのが彼女なのだから。
Casserole, I know that one. Don't worry. I'm already privy on the memes. Come on. Come on. You gotta give me a credit. At least use the Sugondi's language meme. Which is also another funny one. Domestic feud.
私も詳しくは知らないし、その資料にも概要程度しか記されてはいないけれど、当時の当主とイリスさんのお父様の間で意見の対立があったそうよ。
Oh. Well, I suppose that's worth reading.
あなた、本気なの？イリスさんのこと。
What do you mean?
イリスさんの父親になるなんて随分と気楽に引き受けたみたいだけれど、あなたが思っているほど単純じゃないわよ。
You don't like the PS4 controller? I mean, it takes some getting used to, I guess. It has a little heft to them, which is what I like, though. I do much prefer... I think my favorite controller that I've used, like, recently, is probably the Wii U Pro Controller, because it has a stupidly long battery life, and it just feels very good in your hands. Unfortunately, not very compatible with most things other than a Wii U. So, yeah. How do you find it? Fair enough. Yeah, I think I'm starting to understand that. I've got a vague feeling it's going to be a more troublesome job than I expected. Even so, if Makina needs me, I want to do what I can for her.
後悔するかもしれないわよ。
I'm aware, but when and where it seems necessary, I take action first, and sort out the pros and cons later. That's how dogs like us are trained. If you find someone who needs help in a place where you're obligated to protect, just do what needs to be done. Simple as that.
無駄に力強いのはアメリカ仕込み？
How rude. I don't remember declaring, I am justice incarnate.
あんまりサムおじさんを怒らせない方がいいわよ。親会社なんでしょ。
I heard that Xbox Elite controller is a very good controller, though. So, not a bad choice. Alright, see you, Top Speed. Thank you for stopping in. Hear that corporations where employees don't badmouth the higher-ups tend to go bankrupt in no time.
ああ、言えばこういう。本当に口の減らない子ね。
I picked up my sharp tongue from the Americans.
まあいいわ。コーヒー入れてきてあげるから、ゆっくり読みなさい。
Yo, X-Bones are okay, but, you know, I play my PS4 more, it's true. Yo, PS3 is good. I haven't booted mine up in a while. I should like turn it up for old time's sake and to get some free games. Appreciate it. Up, and it's time for some flashbacks. Just as Chooser warned me, the documents inside the envelope can't be called detailed by any stretch of the imagination. The reports mainly focus on the history of the Irisu family, tracing their consistently flourishing enterprises from the pre-war era to today, describing their clan structure and naming the houses considered their closest allies. Excuse me. Yo, I have all the Neptunia, OG Neptunia games on the PS3. Oh, data management at 360. Particularly a careful analysis of the current major players' thought processes and religious ideologies, with an eye toward the risks they might pose to society, stands out as just the sort of meticulous work I expect from JB. Since the woman hates relying on personal impressions or speculation in her reports, it feels as though less reliable rumors have been intentionally omitted. While the information that's here appears to be solid, can't deny that there isn't very much of it. Yo, I like original Mark II as well, one man. I can agree with that. 2 days after 360 release date, Uni? It's awesome. You could probably get a refurbished PS3 at least, Ayla. You know? The directly relevant materials begins with a biography of Makina's grandfather, a former bureaucrat in the Ministry of Finance. Apparently he was something of a social climber, joining the family by marrying the daughter of a superior. Makina's own father likewise married into the family and took their name. But the real power in the Irisu clan was in the hands of his wife and mother-in-law. Yeah, Uni, that's what makes it really good. No red ring. No, refurbished. Like, get like a used one. You know, that's been tested, and then. And those women, essentially the shadow leaders of the Irisu enterprises, made use of their enormous influence to enrich their family through arrangements tinted an extremely dark shade of gray. When Makina's father realized that he'd been an unwitting participant in large-scale corruption, he took the Irisu's secret account book and tried to come into contact with Naicho, but... Agorist is fun. Finishing the sentence as my voice trails off, Chizuru reaches out to offer me a steaming mug of coffee.
その事件というのがイリス・マサタカ氏の娘イリス・マキナの誘拐事件というわけ。
I mean, having a backwards compatible PS3 is nice. Playing PS2 games, most PS1 games are compatible even on the PS4. PS2 or older. Yeah, if you have original PlayStation 1 games, they should be compatible even on the newest PlayStation systems. FYI. I found that out like 2 years after owning my PS4. I see. Accepting the mug from Chizuru, I continue flipping through the documents. A group of criminals who kidnapped Makina off the street on her way back from a language class submitted a ransom demand directly to her father. Just as they instructed, Mr. Masataka headed to the designated spot alone with the money, but was shot to death as he made the handoff.
使用された弾丸は登録の9ミリ拳銃から発射されたもので、事件発生から8年経った今でも犯人につながる有効な手がかりは得られていない。
No, just regular PlayStation games, PS1 games. PS2 games either requires a PlayStation 2 or specifically a backwards compatible PS3. And the PS4s are not backwards compatible with PS4 games. I mean PlayStation 2 games because they're pushing their PlayStation Now streaming service, game streaming service. Yeah, pop a PlayStation 1 game into your system, console. It should be able to run. Because they're all CDs. They're not like super high-end security or anything. Following the murder, Irisu Makina was eventually rescued from the scene after spending 6 days there?
そういうこと。犯人グループに拘束されたまま放置されたイリスさんは6日もの間父親の亡骸と同じ部屋に監禁された結果。
Well, realistically, emulation's at such a point where You can probably play PS2 era games on your computers with the right emulators, but you know, as a person who is supposed to dissuade you from piracy, yeah, apparently 6 days.
救出された時には体力的に限界を迎えていたのはもちろんのこと、精神的にもすっかり失調していたそうよ。
Yeah, that's a big. Ugh. Spending 6 days next to a dead body, your father even. You do play PS2 games on your PC, Uni? Yeah. I mean, but you know, I'm supposed to say, no, you know, you're not supposed to pirate stuff. Well, Dela, when you get a computer, you know, something to think about. That the possibility is there. Actually, you know what's really funny? Even though I have a PSP, because of the lag times and stuff with my PSP, I actually emulate games I even own on my computer. Yeah, you'll have to upgrade at some point, Dela. You have to upgrade, and then once you do, you'll probably be able to, you know, do the things you want to with it. Yeah, Uni, like same. Like I have a modded setup where I can play didn't work on the PS4, King? What? Aw. Yo, but it worked for the longest time. Maybe it's PS3 era and before that only for PlayStation 1 games then. I blame Sony's PlayStation Now streaming service. No, but I actually popped in Xenogears into my PS3 and it worked just fine. So maybe it's just PS3. I haven't tested it on my PS4 because, like I said, I have a PS3. It's a special copy. Yo, you have to pay bills. I mean, you know, I will never say I use emulators. Insert the 1,000-yard stare. Plus, I actually don't know how the region locking works. Oh, the 20th anniversary college. That's pretty sweet. So that's why she was hospitalized.
今のイリスさんに見られる言動の異常はその事件が原因だったと言われているわ。入院前のイリスさんはそれこそ神童と呼ばれるほどの天才児だったという話ね。それが事件後は言葉も話せないような状態が2年も続いたそうで、イエスかノーか答えられるようになるのにさらに1年、自分の考えを言葉にできるようになるまで2年、人間らしい感情が戻るのに1年、今のように話せるようになったのもここ数年のことのようね。
Yeah, it's a 1,000-yard stare. That's fair, Dela. I'll take it. Well, Blu-rays are Blu-rays. King. I see. Shutting the manila folder, I slip it back into the envelope and return it to Chizuru.
もういいの?
Yeah, I've got the general idea. No need to keep going.
もう見たくない?
What's that supposed to mean?
イリスさんの過去はあなたの過去にも通じる部分があるでしょ。だから辛い過去を思い出すんじゃないかって。ごめんなさい。
Uh-oh. Yay. Is that the reason you were so reluctant to show me this?
そうね。できればそういう過去はあまり思い出してほしくはないわね。
Denying the past doesn't change who you are today. Thanks to my master, I'm still standing.
ごめんね。変なこと聞くけど、生きていてよかったってそう思えることがあなたにはあるかしら。
Yeah, Principal Chizuru is a pretty good character. Like, that should be a fun route. Chizuru, bad principal. I mean, she's not that good at being a teacher, but I think she, you know, we'll enjoy her in the sequel. What? Yeah, agreed, Dela. I understand. I mistype things all the time on mobile. Well, I've got myself through plenty of situations where death might have been the easier choice, because I've been trained well enough to treasure survival for its own sake. Also, still haven't found the reason I was born, and I haven't even begun to repay the kindness of the woman who saved my life. So in that sense too, I'm glad I haven't ended up dead yet. Sorry for asking the unreasonable. I drained the coffee Chizuru brewed for me to the dregs in a single gulp, and placed the empty cup on her desk. Kind of ashamed though. You went out of your way to show me the dossier. There was only one piece of information in the whole thing beyond what I'd already expected. I'm a little surprised that Makina has a little sister. I was positive that girl was an only child.
妹さんといっても父親が違うらしいし、姉妹的な感覚はあまりないのかもしれないわね。
Well, before that, the idea of Makina as a big sister just seems wrong somehow.
確かに。
After thanking the principal for the information in her coffee, I promptly leave the office. As I stroll slowly down the hallway toward our classroom, I reconsider the intelligence once more. In the end, the information directly concerning Makina herself accounted for maybe a 15th of the total at best. In childhood, she was apparently so talented as to earn the label of prodigy. Hard to believe when looking at the airheaded doofus we know today. But when you give the matter careful thought, some faint remnants of that brilliance have been in evidence every once in a while. From a very young age, Makina was raised reverently as a child genius. Most of her family was only really interested in converting that talent to hard cash. Same story everywhere you look, I guess. Alright, one man. Yo, have fun playing games, man. In a house filled with people who viewed her as nothing more than a tool, Makina's one and only true ally was her father. Irisu Masataka was an up-and-coming future elite who'd earned superb grades at a top-flight national university, but unfortunately happened to suffer from a distinctly timid and unambitious personality. And ever since meeting Makina's mother in his school days, she'd apparently exercised an absolutely dominating influence over him. Given how faint of heart the man was by nature, it's easy to imagine how anguished and torn he must have been when he discovered his family's deep involvement in large-scale corruption. In the end, he must have decided to live honestly for Makina's sake, even if it meant betraying the rest of his new family. But that was a mistake. Far too many important people would have found themselves in a seriously disadvantaged position if the Irisu clan's records were to be made public. Most likely, the for-profit kidnapping was a ruse devised by his own family, using his daughter as bait, only to kill him in front of her eyes. A clueless bystander in all this, Makina was left tied up in her prison for 6 days with her father's rotting corpse. Hardly surprising that her mind would be deeply damaged. Can't speculate on why they chose to sacrifice the main family's eldest daughter, but after the incident, Makina was removed from her natural position as the future leader of the clan. On paper, she's undergoing continuing medical care for an undisclosed illness, but in reality, she's been effectively disowned. Her younger sister's been given her place as the family's heiress. Her beloved father, the only ally she had in the world, died before her eyes, and then she was thrown out of her house as an unwanted child, huh? Yeah, one man. At some point when I have time, like, I'll be busy, but yo, let's set something up at some point for a 100% orange juice stream. Core casserola? Well, luckily nothing too graphic, just a bullet, just a bloodshot wound. Pretty shitty luck all around. That said, I'm not about to let myself pity the girl. To be perfectly honest, this all sounds like a massive pain in the ass. On a purely practical level, it'd probably be wisest not to get too deeply involved. But running away at this point would be far too irresponsible. Misfortune isn't so unusual. I had my share. The world's got quite a few people who didn't grow up under pleasant circumstances in it. Uni, I think it's heavily implied, and we've seen firsthand from the Michiru route and the Amane route that none of these students here went through a normal childhood. Yeah, what's a normal upbringing? But I was lucky enough to eventually meet my master. Person who decisively changed my life for the better. Her help became a huge turning point for me. If someone were to ask me how I feel about my life, I can probably answer I'm happy enough in all sincerity. Staying alive is a good thing in itself. As long as you keep going, someday you'll find happiness. Someday you'll become useful to someone. The day will come when you earn someone's gratitude. That's why I'm still going. It was my master that gave me the strength of will to believe those things. I'm not sure how much... I think some of us had more normal upbringings than some of the people in this story, but I don't think any of us have normal upbringings in that regard. I closed my eyes, inhaled deeply, and asked myself the crucial question once more. Can I really do something for Makina, like my master did for me? I looked at those documents in an attempt to understand the thing I wanted to protect. I was also slightly uneasy that knowing the truth might complicate or weaken my determination. Unfounded worries. Not going to give an inch. Not 1 inch. Maybe the real reason I looked over that dossier was to confirm my confidence in myself. There's no problem. Kazumi usually can't do everything well, but there's nothing he can't do at all. And if I'm not good at something, I can just take the time to improve. Not half bad at that sort of sober effort. Finally reaching this conclusion, I realized I had been standing still in the hallway for some time, lost in thought. Glance at the watch on my wrist. Time is 16:57. 5 minutes in the afternoon approaches. I still can't help thinking, which direction was the flag again? Old habits really do die hard. Casually look out the window with a wry smile on my face, only to find my classmates approaching the school gate with hoes and small shovels in their hands. Alright, it was gardening class. By nurturing something, you gain confidence in yourself, taking on a moderate responsibility that leads to visible fruits of your labor. The Fruits of Grisaia, man. Helps encourage independence. On top of which, you're making a useful contribution to society. That's the general idea behind the horticulture lessons at Mihama Academy. Of course, we're raising broadly competent individuals with exposure to everything from information technology to agriculture is also a nice line for the brochures. If you look at it a little differently, this school is sort of like a barbecue joint that also offers sushi and ramen. Feels vaguely shady somehow. You know what? It doesn't matter what our pasts are. We're here today. And that's important, okay? They've already finished up their lessons at the farm we borrow for the purpose. And all that's left now is putting away the tools. A little strange for me to join in this late in the game. Still, I make my way toward the front entrance. Hey, at exactly 5 o'clock. Hey, Makina, just you?
Oh, Papa, どこ行ってたのよさ?
Had a minor errand to take care of. I went to see Chizuru.
ああ、そうかよ。まあ、あれな。たまにはいろんなもん突っ込んでやんないと、地図の下水管も詰まっちまうしな。ご苦労さんなのよさ。
I'm pretty sure that's not what you meant. A fluffy, friendly unicorn that poops edible cotton candy? I mean, cotton candy's good, so... You're as foul-mouthed as a marine, I swear. Amane wouldn't be pleased to hear you talking like that, you know? Where is she, anyway? Makina points behind her, indicating a red tractor that's making its way toward a storage building on the edge of the school grounds. White towel rolled around her neck and a big straw hat on her head. Amane laughs merrily in the driver's seat and smoothly shifts gears from tortoise to hare. That sort of thing really suits her, doesn't it? Hey. So what happened to the others?
業が終わってあとは帰るだけって段階で用水路に落っこちたからシャワーを浴びに行ってるのよ。
Sounds normal for me, Chidra. What's with that girl's pathological bad luck? Must have been a real monster in her past life. Well, whatever. Where's Sachi?
サッチンはあそこ。
Sachi, her back turned to us, seems to be vigorously washing her hands near a nearby water fountain. Maid uniform as always. There's your, it's going to make Yuji roll in her hay? Oh, well. Not this route.
なんかすっげー必死に手洗ってんだけど、やつはああいう病気なの？
落ちない。落ちない。
Someone had to record that. Very true, Yuni. The girl obstinately continues scrubbing away at her hands, quietly mumbling lines that wouldn't be out of place in some low-budget horror movie. Can't deny it's a vaguely blood-curdling little scene. For some reason, just listening to her voice makes it sound weirdly sexual in a way. Maybe I'm just a little too sensitive? Well, there's the eyebrow wiggle. There you go, guys.
そうでもねえんじゃね？
Nah, it ain't just you. What? Makina. Alright, guys. You guys could go replay that at your leisure.
何やら私に関しての不穏当なささやきが聞こえてきたのですが。
Oh, snap. Well, we were just wondering why you were washing your hands so frantically, I guess.
ああ、手についてしまった木作液の匂いがなかなか落ちなかったんですよ。
Wood vinegar. I see. Sachi holds out her hands to demonstrate. There's still a faint scent reminiscent of burned lumber lingering on her skin.
サッチンは手を洗ってるだけなのに無駄に陰猥なエロメイドなのよさ。
What? Sachi did not appreciate that comment, Makina. Sachi, my friend, feel free to flip out.
風見さんは普通のメイドとエロメイドなら後者の方がお好きですよね。
What? Indeed. A slutty maid would definitely be nicer to have around the place.
じゃあいいです。もうエロメイドで。
What? What? The murder eyes. Very true. Seriously?
じゃあ私はエロ娘で。
Do you even know what you're saying? Shaking my head as Makina cackles innocently, I happen to glance down and notice that she's got a single plant in a plain clay pot sitting at her feet. What's that thing?
リンゴ。
ゴリラ。
Well, we're playing the 1,000-yard stare. Thank you, Dela. For fuck's sake, Sachi. And now we're playing Shirutori. Trumpet. Wait. Were we playing the word chain game? I think not.
今日ね、先生にリンゴの苗をもらったのよ。だから植えてみたのよさ。
Grow it. An apple seedling, huh? Isn't raising an apple tree actually pretty difficult?
確かに簡単ではないようですけれど、マキちゃんが植えたものは単木で受粉が可能な品種だそうで、比較的手がかからないそうですよ。
今はちびっこい苗木でも、数年後には真っ赤な小玉リンゴが鈴なりなのよさ。
I have exactly 6 of them.
そのまま食ってよし、ジャムにしてよし、パイのフィリングにしてよし。想像すると笑いが止まらないのよさ。実がなったらパパにも食べさせてあげるね。
Fair enough. I see. That's something to look forward to. Before I know it, I'm reaching out a hand for Makina's head, pushing my fingers through her fuzzy mass of hair. I roughly scratch at the scalp underneath. The girl half closes her eyes and makes a strange little purring grunt sound. Was the class fun?
おうよ、ドロンコプレイは大好きなのよ。
What? Mud wrestling? Mud wrestling?
つまり土いじりのことです。マキちゃんは都会っ子の割には平気で田んぼにも入りますし、放っておけばキャーキャー言いながらずっと一人で遊んでるんですよ。
パパー、ドロンコ気持ちいいよ。
And all of a sudden, Makina's name went full Japanese again.
べちょべちょのドロ
And and now she's saying some weird things. How strange. Whatever. Okay, I get that you love mud, but that just now was really cutting it close in a lot of ways. No, maybe over the line entirely? And cut it out with the "oh!" You sound like a constipated yak.
ちなみにですが、私も園芸の授業は大好きですし、今日もとても楽しかったです。
Sachi's like, hey, I had a good time. Yeah, that's good. Something wrong? Smiling brightly and saying nothing, Sachi thrusts out her cranium in my direction. What's this supposed to be? She asking me to pet her head, I guess? I don't entirely understand, but... Just like I did for Makina, I grab hold of Sachi's head, stick my fingers between her hair, and scratch away vigorously. Apparently this tickles more than the girl had expected, as she responds uncharacteristically with a high-pitched little squeal. Amina is like, yo, I want in on this. Whoa! All of a sudden, Amina has popped up out of thin air. While doing a decidedly grating imitation of Makina's voice, she pokes her head forward at me just like the others. The hell is this? Don't tell me someone's been spreading rumors about the mystical power of my head pats to improve grades or something? When a woman this massive thrusts her head at me, it almost feels like I'm being charged by a water buffalo. But judging it wisest not to express the thought, I simply reach out for Amina's head. Pushing my fingers through her mane, I firmly scrape my fingertips against her scalp. Guys, head pats are the greatest thing ever. So ridiculous. You're not going to get any smarter from this, you know? And don't say no! Damn it. My head scratches bring all the girls to the yard. Damn right, this head patting is pretty good. And she came. The end. Classes are over for the day. I'm going back to the dorm. As if I can walk while dragging this swarm of women behind me. Give me a damn break. Nothing. Talking to myself. I mean, yes, Yuji is the ultimate tsundere, it's true.
Tsundere なのですから、二人きりの時は出れるのが普通なのでしょう。ふんだ、いいもんね。ほら、マキナおいで。私が手つないであげるから。
I like to think I've gotten used to this place by now, when I'm faced with this strange sort of female solidarity. You know, the whole group bathroom visits kind of thing. I have to admit, I still don't entirely fit in. Forming a tight clump, the girls conduct a whispered conversation of some sort. All I make out is some cryptic mutterings along the line of, I guess Sakaki's the only one left to go. Only a few minutes ago, I boasted that there's nothing I can't do, but there's definitely are things I'm never going to be particularly good at. Even so, maybe there will come a day when I'll look back and be sincerely thankful at something like this in my life. Maybe. Maybe. Maybe not. Well, no. We'll see. On the way back from my morning run, I hear a cuckoo singing in our courtyard. Yeah, that was weird. Just hit my stopwatch when that simple but magnificent call seizes my attention. Keeping very still, I scan the nearby trees in an attempt to find the bird, but he proves highly elusive. I can hear his voice clearly enough. I can't even catch a glimpse of the animal itself. Quite an impressive little ambush. Wait, if we are here, Bob is still alive? Is Bob alive? I don't even know. This actually isn't the first time something like this has happened to me. I think it was on my way back from a class outing at my previous school. We've been squeezed tightly onto hard benches in the canopied bed of a truck for hours, barely able to fidget without wedging an elbow in someone's gut. My ass was really starting to scream. Finally, someone shouted out that we were taking a bathroom break at this big rest stop at the foot of the mountain, and the truck slowed to a halt. Eagerly leaping out to escape the stink and heat, stretched my legs for the first time in hours, then set out for a water fountain to refill the canteen hanging at my waist. Halfway there, I heard the cuckoo. Carefully looked through the trees above for her nest, but I couldn't find anything for the longest damn time. Just when I was about ready to give up, I made an anticlimactic discovery. Small speaker. The thing was fixed with wire onto the branch of a nearby tree. The birdsong I'd been hearing was nothing but a recording. I remember dropping my shoulders in disappointment and smiling wryly. But just as I'm starting to wonder if something similar might be going on here, I finally pick out a single songbird high up in the branches of a tree on the edge of the courtyard. I actually sigh with relief. The real deal this time, huh? With the authenticity of the song resolved, I just stand there listening for a while. This bird has one hell of a powerful voice. Feels like my soul's being washed clean. The light sense of fatigue I built on my mini marathon seems to vanish just like that, chased off by the invigorating little song. Despite this refreshing start to the morning, things quickly take a sour turn. I return to my room, only to find Suo Amane holding her sides and guffawing loudly as Irisu Makina waves her stumpy little fists indignantly in the air. What the hell's happening? What? You're still angry, Makina? When you're teaching someone to ride a bike, I think helping out with a shove on the saddle is actually perfectly normal. Oh my god, what happened? Well, I figured a decent initial velocity would help prevent a gyroscopic effect and make it easier to keep your balance. I want to ride my bicycle, I want to ride my bike, I want to ride my bicycle, I like to ride it where I like. Yo, that song, I love that song. I love Queen in general. Like, Queen has some great music. Told the girl to brake, not my fault she didn't listen. Thank you, thank you. It sounds like Yuji's very Spartan in his approach for teaching. You have to test the merits of this bicycle that could, you know, go through enemy territory and stuff, right? You know, you look just like Amane when you flip out like this. She had protectors on her knees and elbows and a helmet covering her head. Not a problem. What's the point of training if you're going to gift wrap positive results and remove risk from the equation entirely? Roll through life like that and you'll just freeze up in panic when you face a real crisis. Better to acquire the ability to see danger coming ahead of time. It's a painful experience, don't you think? I'm gonna admit, you don't want to be learning how to ride bicycles up and down stairs from the get-go, though. Just putting that out there.
転んで上手くなるってのは二輪車の宿命みたいなもんだけど、人並みに乗る分にはそこまでしなくても十分だと思うけど。
Amina, you have a second?
何さ。
Just come with me, alright?
パパ
You just wait there for a minute, Makina. We'll be back soon. Amina, my friend, there's something I need you to clarify for me.
何よ。
The other day, you said you were going to become Makina's mother, right? Were you serious about that?
それってどういう意味で？
I want to ask you to play that role.
そりゃ構わないけど。
In that case, when you disagree with me, stick to your opinion. Don't let me talk you out of it.
ごめん、意味わかんない。どういうこと？
I want you to make Makina decide which of our opinions are correct for herself.
ああ、そういうことか。
When you raise a kid by spoon-feeding them the right answer to every problem, they end up narrow-minded and inflexible. When their parents disagree, children learn to think about who's correct on their own, right?
なるほどね。あんた結構考えてんだ。じゃあマキナに意地悪したのもわざと？
No, not really. It was just gut-bustingly hilarious watching her thrash around like that.
ひどい。
Oh, man! Yuji, that's mean. Oh, I'm laughing though. Well, if I'm that terrible a father, you better shoot down everything I have to say. Got it?
わかった。
Sorry, Makina, but I have no intention of changing my instructional methods. Training to deal with all sorts of dangers is valuable experience that will help you protect yourself going forward.
ダメよマキナ。怪我したらどうするの？あんたは女の子なんだよ。自転車なんて普通に乗れればそれでいいの。
Also, Amina is adamant. Makina, don't take riding a bicycle lightly. They're not toys, you know? And a little bike like that is a light vehicle in the eyes of the law. Falling off and scraping your knees is one thing, but when you're sharing the road with others, your clumsiness might end up getting someone else hurt. Above average skills in controlling a vehicle is never a bad thing to have.
しまった。その意見は私も同意見だ。でもだったらそれこそ無理して自転車乗る必要なんてないじゃない。今まで乗らずに生きてこれたってことは、今後もマキナは自転車に乗らなくても生きていけるって証拠だよ。
Dad of the Year award. Don't think Yuji's getting that this year. Probably not.
ところがあるなら、私が車でもバイクでも出すし。
Amina, my friend, depriving the girl of the freedom that comes with riding a bicycle is downright tyrannical. And short-sighted. Makina's got a long life ahead of her. Nobody can say how long it's going to play out. For all we know, the girl might one day encounter a situation where her ability to ride a bicycle proves the difference between life and death.
どんな場面だよそれ。私はただマキナが怪我しないか心配なだけよ。
Sometimes an injury today saves your life 10 years down the line. Tell me, Makina, which opinion sounds correct to you?
パパの意見が正しいような気がすんだけど、でも痛いのは嫌だし、
そんじゃさ、私が自転車の乗り方教えてあげよっか。私なら自動二輪の免許も持ってるし、教えるの上手だよ。
お、確かにそれはいいアイデアなのかもしれないのよさ。
Not to boast, but I've got a license that's valid for anything on two wheels. Naturally, I picked up the MOS as well.
MOS?
It's a qualification you need to use motorbikes at my job. They don't hand it out to just anybody either. Skill standards a lot higher.
だからさ、たかが自転車でそこまで本気になることないじゃん。
No pressure, Makina. Nah, not at all. Didn't I just say not to take riding bicycles lightly? When you're operating a vehicle that poses potential risks, not just to yourself, but also to others, you should damn well know what you're doing.
喧嘩するなよ。
Okay, Makina, what's it gonna be? Learn from me or from Amine? It's your call.
二人に習うってのはダメなの？
あ、それいいじゃん。まず第一段階として学園敷地内で私が基本を教えて、 第2段階でユージが路上教習するってのは？
True enough. There's no need to restrict the girl to a single instructor. Helps provide a more balanced perspective, after all. Sounds good to me, but are you sure about this, Amane?
私もいいよ。どうせ明日から夏休みで暇だし。
Hey, there you go. It's already that time of year, huh? Might come as a bit of a surprise, but my employer is an absolute stickler on the principle of academic achievement. Practically everyone looking to move up in the ranks uses their off time to cram for exams. In the case of employees who are assigned to special posts, such as myself, anyone who hopes to get promoted isn't just studying, but also working to gain recognition for their physical prowess. In addition to the daily exercise routine, your days off are typically spent on special training regimens. Every spare minute you have is devoted to forging your body and mind. The rest of your time goes to eating, sleeping, and very little else. Okay. To me, summer vacation is nothing more than one very long independent study period.
それじゃあ皆さんお待ちかねの通知表を配ります。
Yeah, report cards! In a somewhat theatrical gesture, the principal taps a stack of thick, neatly folded paper against her lectern to align their edges, then surveys the classroom with a big smile plastered on her face. As she calls out our names one by one, everyone comes to the platform in turn and accepts their card respectfully. There's quite a range of expressions on our faces as we do so. Sakaki takes her card indifferently, apparently either unconcerned or just uninterested. Amane receives hers with a vaguely apprehensive expression, her brows slightly furrowed. Michiru, not even attempting to hide her revulsion, grimaces as though she's just had a slimy snake dropped in her hand. Oh, snakes are cute though. Makina grins from ear to ear like an undernourished child taking chocolate from a GI in a jeep. Sachi bows deeply, strongly resembling a white-collar worker accepting a business card from the chief executive or a major client. And finally, I take mine with the studied nonchalance of a grunt taking his new posting for the latter half of his term from the division commander. When you get a report card handed to you, it's only human to be curious about the contents. And as we look over our evaluations, there's another wave of varied reactions around the classroom. Here we go. Freaking like smug, she's like, Sakaki glanced over her report card without so much as twitching an eyebrow. Looks as though the results are exactly what she anticipated. Apparently something in Amane's hit a little too close to home, judging from her wry smile and the way she's playing with her hair. Poor Michiru. That face! A hard, indigestible chunk of pitiless reality forced down her throat. Michiru does her best to fight back a rising tide of gastric juices.
No way.
Her euphoria of only a few moments ago completely gone, Makina scowls at her card and mumbles, "Seriously, man?" in a deploring tone of voice. Clearly finding the results she wanted inside, Sachi nods deeply in silence and softly claps her hands together in a round of applause for herself. As for my report card on the 5-letter scale from A to F, almost entirely in the B range. The only exceptions are 2 A's in physical fitness and science, and 2 C's in social etiquette and personal conduct. I'm initially a little nonplussed at that mediocre personal conduct grade, given that I don't smoke, gamble, or drink, after reading the brief comment scribbled in red pen. To wit, the heroic act is nice, but if you're not careful, your treatment of the opposite sex is going to cause you a lot of grief. I have to admit, I more or less understand where they're coming from. In fact, this isn't the first time I've been written up for problematic habits regarding women. My employer routinely has superiors put together departmental evaluations, commonly used as references for your next posting or attempts at career advancement. There are pretty thorough documents running through the academic progress and personal conduct, covering the results of all sorts of inspections and opinions of your overall suitability as an employee. But when the superior writing the report happened to be a female, let alone JB, there would always be at least one angry scribble to the effect of "serious issues with women," invariably punctuated with an exclamation mark. I mean, it's not like I'm a playboy or misogynist. If anything, my coworkers ridicule me as an introvert, and I always endeavor to be considerate toward women. But for some reason, my attitude seems to be frequently misinterpreted.
それでは
これで1学期の授業はすべて終了となります。
Sounds about normal for Yuji, right, guys?
明日からの夏休みには実家に帰省される方や寮に残留される方もおられるでしょうが、皆さん各自目標を立てて計画的に過ごしてください。委員長、号令を。起立。
Sachi ceremonial command. Everyone stands up at once. At the bow command, we all lower our heads and shout, "Arigatou gozaimasu!" Principal offers us a nod and a brief "Yes, I'll see you next semester," and leaves the classroom. Sensei. Thought this sort of bowing and scraping was an elementary and middle school thing. Guess our attitude toward learning is a little different here. Maybe the ceremony itself carried a different nuance at my old schools.
ねえパパ、私の通知表を見て。
See how good or bad it was. Let's see here. Smiling from ear to ear, Makina thrusts a report card in my face as if to smash it against my nose. Pull my head back so I can actually get a look. Makina's card consists of a large border with a vivid red cherry blossom design, framing the words, "Let's try a little harder," in huge bold letters. Underneath that stamp, there's a brief comment that seems to have been written by the principal herself. Receptivity to the influence of others is proof of a curious mind, but please make an effort to acquire a little more common sense. Start by working on your manner of speaking. So I'm not the only one who earned an exclamation mark. Oh, isn't this something? Makina's bizarre mode of speech isn't anything new, but the principal has a point. It's not going to fly if the girl goes out into the world and tries to get a job. And that's not the only problem. Just from my casual observations, her handwriting's sloppy and she's terrible with her chopsticks. Many small but significant ways, she's lacking in the skills expected of a normal member of society. But acquiring common sense is easier said than done when you're spending all your time in an isolated school like this. I mean, to be fair, a lot of people lack common sense. Let's be honest, real life and otherwise. So, you know, just putting that out there. Common sense and the lack thereof are concepts that exist only in relation to your environment. What she's supposed to learn from a guy with a C in social etiquette. That said, looking around the room, I can't find a single person who doesn't exhibit a severe lack of common sense. I think I'm developing a stomachache.
ちょっと、それは聞き捨てならないわね。私はこれでも一応、周囲からは美浜の常識人として認められているつもりなんだけど。
Let me put it on the records from animefanrk2k himself that if you are widely regarded as the Mihama Academy Queen of Common Sense, you lack common sense because you have to be regarded as the one with it. Common sense is an oxymoron because it's not so common. Very true, right? Are you sure about that?
何がよ。
Let me pose you a hypothetical question. If Makina were to go out into the world and conduct herself just as you have, what would people think of her? For example, they observe Makina declaring a love at first sight for some man she didn't even know, then proceeding to rub her chest against him while snorting roughly through her nose. Would they accept it as normal?
それはだって。
I'm pretty sure they would pin her as a horny, slightly dim-witted Lolita type. And while this might very well meet with the enthusiastic, cheerful approval of a certain minority given to a particular taste, could you really call any society that accepts such a viewpoint as common sense anything but pathologically abnormal?
確かにまあその。
Got nominated for Most Charming in high school? Awesome, King. Yo. Sounds like a relationship from Frozen. Oh my god! The freaking Hans Anna. Love at first sight thing. Oh my god. So true. Give me a second, guys. I have to step away for a brief moment to use the bathroom. And I will at this very moment. Because I plan to go a little bit longer than this. Ugh. I'm back. Just so you guys know, I've been staying well hydrated throughout this live stream because when you're sick, hydration is very important. And also keeping my voice quality up, so I can keep talking for incessant amounts of time. FO4, fair enough. You know, Amine, my friend, it's extremely easy to delude ourselves into believing we possess this common sense, and everyone else doesn't. But remember, no one shouts, "I don't get drunk," quite so confidently as an alcoholic. For example, while I'm currently talking down to you like my shit doesn't stink, and on objective examination, I'm forced to admit that I have no right whatsoever to lecture anyone about common sense. Yo, Dela, that's pretty awesome. Hey, make it happen. I'll root for you. So, yeah, make it happen.
なんかよくわかんねえけど、とりあえず腹減ったから続きは飯食いながら話さねえ。
Discussion. Oh, okay.
まあ常識云々はさておき、まずはこの言葉遣いから何とかしてあげないとね。
I mean, yeah, that's gonna be tough. I'm with you there. Japanese is an unusually difficult language, or if you prefer, a tongue uniquely rich in expressive power. And spending a lot of time overseas as a child can leave you thinking in a foreign language. Even when speaking Japanese, you end up translating foreign words in your head on the fly as you talk. A process that supposedly makes it very easy to badly mangle your syntax and grammar, but still. Hey Dela, the first step to writing is to literally put your pen down and start moving it. Put your pen to the page and start moving. Damn, not being able to see what I write, I'm all... It's okay, it's okay. When you're this far gone, I sort of feel like the language you're thinking in may not be the fundamental issue.
ビネガーは分かったから、ムキになってサラダにドレッシングをビシャビシャかけるのやめなさいって。
From time immemorial, it's been said that an army marches on its stomach. More to the point, first feed the face, then talk right and wrong. Accordingly, we decide to sate Makina's hunger before attempting to preach about decorum and such, and spread out our lunchboxes on the roof together. Having set the stage, I was just wondering how to broach our subject while Amina's homemade apple vinegar dressing suffered Makina's bad boy vinegar explosion. Knocked off track before we could even begin, Amina and I glance at each other and heave quiet but heartfelt sighs. Oops. Yeah, you know. It should be easy enough to understand the full force of this girl's destructive power from the fact that neither of us can even work up the energy to retort, "Are you the balsamic boogeyman now?" Hey Amine, maybe we should just forget common sense entirely and focus on teaching the girl proper Japanese?
その件に関しては私も前から気になってて、マキナがおかしなこと言うたびに注意してるんだけど、なかなか治らないのよね。
失敬だなお前ら。私だって敬語ぐらい話せるのよ。
Oh, first I've heard of it. Alright then, kindly demonstrate your best polite conversation.
急に会話してみろと申されましても、一体何についてお話しすればよろしいのでしょうか?
Wow, that's extremely formal.
おお、なんかそれっぽい。
だろ？敬語ってつまりあれな、サッチンの真似してりゃいいんだべ。
What? Sure didn't last long. What happened to the polite language, Makina?
すみません。私としたことがお恥ずかしいところを。何についてお話しすれば？
That actually does sound like Sachi.
そうね。じゃあなんか思いついたことを適当に。
適当にですか？ではそうですね。昨日の夜ベッドで寝ていた時の話なんですけれど、私腕のここのところを蚊に刺されてしまいまして、もうかゆくてかゆくて。でも引っかいてかき崩してしまうとあまねさんに怒られますので、こう親指の爪でバッテン印をつけたんです。そこで私ふと思いつきまして、そのバッテン印にさらにバッテンを重ねてアスタリスクにして思わず叫んだのです。そうしたらあまねさんがものすごい形相でやってきて私の頭を叩くんですよ。とんでもない暴力女です。手に負えません。
Oh my god. Hey, Amane?
Nani?
I'm starting to think this girl's issues might go deeper than just her language skills.
あらキグ、実は私もたった今同じことを考えてたわ。
In the first place, if that's really supposed to be an imitation of Sachi, you're completely off base.
お？そんじゃもう少し寄せてみるのよさ。
Uh-oh, this Sachi impersonation thing is gonna get out of hand in a moment, huh?
おはようございます。サチです。
What the? What? What? So similar. Wait, what the hell? Is that her?
ぶっちゃけみちる様はムカつきます。うどんで首つって死ねばいいのにって毎日思ってます。
Wait, what? What? What is happening? Definitely sounds like her, but that's awful.
ちなみにチルチルの真似もできるのよ。
Wait, does Makina just have this talent out of nowhere? Your boner's confused? Well, don't have a boner, first of all. This is all Makina. Second, keep it in the pants. Okay, let's see it.
ちょっとユージ、大変よ。
Holy crap! What's wrong, Michiru?
今朝お腹が痛くてトイレに行ったんだけど血が止まらないの。私って病気？
Crap, not only does she have the voice down cold, that sounds like a line the girl might say!
それはいくらなんでもみちるがかわいそうでしょう。
Oh, poor Michiru. What else have you got?
どうして私がそんなことをしなければいけないのかしら。
Holy shit, that's a Yumiko. This is the best timeline! I'm not so sure about that. It's Sakaki!
くだらないわ。本当にくだらない人間ね、あなた。どうせこの先生きていたっていいことなんて一つもないのは目に見えているのだから、とっととへそかんで死になさいな。
Wait, bite your belly button and die? What is this? Absurd talent! You're amazing, Makina!
そうなんかこんなんで褒められたの初めてなのよさ。
It's amazing.
いやー、確かに声は似てるけどさ、さすがの榊さんでもへそ噛んで死ねはないと思うけどな。
Makina, literally blackmail material. I've wondered about this for a while now, but I think the girl's foul mouth might be coming from you, Amane.
え？私？
Well, think about it. Hanging yourself with an udon noodle, biting your belly button? That's all pure Kansai.
いや、まあそりゃ確かにマキナを叱るときとかたまーに関西の言葉が出るときもあるけど、
Spooky level of imitation, right?
もしかして私のせい？
Yeah, that was pretty on the dot. I'm not sure where else it would be coming from. It'd be more impressive if that was the actual voice actors able to do that. And I'd be like, holy crap. But I think they just got the other voice actors to read those lines.
それを言うならさ、マキナが最近平気で下ネタを口にするようになったのはあんたが原因じゃないの？
Oh snap. Mom and dad are having a spat. Won't deny it. I did spend my junior high days in a school that basically scraped together American bad boys and dropouts after all. I'll admit to having some difficulty moderating my language.
ね、あまね、パンもう一個食べてもいい？
There's bread.
そりゃいいけどさ、今あんたのこと話してんだよ。少しは真面目に聞きなさいよ。
Well, what can you do? Maybe the girl's fine just the way she is. She's been sucking up various characteristics from the people around her for a long time now. That's how the Makina we know came to be, right? Doesn't seem like such a bad thing when you look at it that way.
パパはいっつもいいこと言うのよさ。
She's gonna become
パパになってもらって正解だったな。
She's gonna become a combination of Yuji, Amane, Sakaki, Sachi, and Michiru? I don't know about that. That sounds scary.
そんなの甘やかしてるだけじゃない？とりあえずマキナの味方をしておけば OK みたいに考えてるならよくないな、そういうの。
I'm not trying to give the girl more approval than she deserves. I'm just saying I think she might still be undergoing the process of osmosis. Shudders. When your powers become combined, you become a strange lolly girl thing. I don't know. That's what happens.
私にも分かるように説明してもらえると助かるかな。
It's not like I'm positive myself, but I have the feeling Makina is still an impressionable chick. In other words, she's absorbing the coping mechanisms and life strategies of those around her, studying the world so she can figure out how to survive in it. That's a little easier to grasp.
まあ言いたいことは大体分かるけど。
It got cold, Dela. So this is the power of Ultra Sensei? No, it might be the power of air conditioning. Or a breeze. I'm not sure. I don't know the details, but it seems like the girl was hospitalized for a pretty long time, right?
そうね。6年ぐらい病院にいたかな。
It's a long time for a hospital. So what I'm thinking is, spending her formative years in that totally isolated little society made her what she is right now. In that case, instead of arguing back and forth about how to teach her, wouldn't it be more natural to get her out into the real world? Cold from terror, uh-oh. The terror that is the amalgamation that becomes a Makina. When you combine everything. I think the girl needs to be exposed to a wider range of people. What are your thoughts, Amane?
まあね、それが正しいんだろうなってのは理解できるけど、マキナだよ。
Weren't you just scolding me about being overprotective? You're thinking, I'll just take care of Makina. That's really not good enough.
そうは言っても具体的にどうするのよ。
The 1,000-yard stare emoji. Well, I think it's my job as Makina's father to come up with the details. At the moment, all I have is a vague plan to start off by helping her obtain new skills one by one.
だから急に自転車の練習とか始めたわけ？
There were some other circumstances involved, but yeah, more or less.
へえ、なんか結構真面目に父親してるんだ。
Makina's final form induces 1,000-yard stares for days. Makina's final form is the 1,000-yard stare. Well, I think the ideal father is a man who views giving his children the knowledge they need to survive as his most important job. In other words, I want to do for Makina what my master did for me. I won't deny that I'm a little worried about sending Makina out into the world as she is right now. Even so, I think the girl's come a long way from when she'd run away at the first sight of me. Yes, interacting with society will mean increased risk of encountering danger or malice. That doesn't mean we can let her stay shut up in this school forever. Therefore, even if it requires somewhat strict methods, I want to strengthen her mind until she can cope with any crisis. Polish her skills until she can deal with anything that comes her way. Make her into the ultimate life form! Wait, what? There are limits to what I can teach her, of course. If the girl decides to become a fighter pilot or submarine captain, I won't be much good. But at the very least, I'm confident I can teach her the skills necessary to survive in the jungle for 2 weeks with the bare minimum of equipment.
確かに重要かも、その技術。
Oh man, because we went to the Amina route, she's like, yeah, that could be very important. That's a surprise. I was expecting you to butt in with what's the point of learning that stuff in modern Japan or something at this point.
まあね。でもほら、いざそういった事態に直面した時、確実に役立つ知識ってあるじゃない？そういうのって知っていて無駄になることじゃないしね。
Oh man, that clear reference to the Amina route right there. Oh, I feel so bad. Didn't expect you to agree, but all right. For the time being, I'll teach her to ride a bike, increasing her range of mobility, and giving her the chance to get out into the world on her own initiative. We'll see where it goes from there. Makina doesn't even know what we're talking about.
いや、おうじゃないでしょ。あんたの話してんだよ。今ユージ結構いい話してたよ。聞いてた？
ああ、ごめん。今私パンに夢中で聞いてなかった。なんだって？
This bread was so good.
まったく、あんた本当にパンが好きね。
And bread's good, you know.
まあな、自慢じゃないが、パンがあれば白いご飯3杯はいけるね。
Wait, what? Amina and my friend, just what are you mixing into this girl's bread?
いや、普通だって。そもそもマキナが普段食べてるパンだって普通に町のパン屋さんで買ってるものだし。
Bread really is pretty damn good, though. What's in it? Let's see the ingredients. Flour, sugar, cocaine. Wait, what?
でしょ。なんでも聞いた話じゃ、フランスとドイツで修行した店主が毎日夜中の3時から仕込みを始めて。
Ah, that's fair. Pretty good.
その日お店に並べる分のパンを石窯で丹念に焼いているそうなのよ。そりゃうまいわけだよ、君。
Yo, that's some talented bread baking we got on our hands. Didn't know there were any bakers that passionate left in this day and age.
うまいパン屋は町の宝なのよ。近所に美味しいパンを焼くお店があるということがどれだけ幸運なことか。日本人は全く理解していないのよさ。
Dela, no! Stay away from the cocaine bread! No! Pretty passionate yourself.
まあ、実際は駅前にある小さなパン屋さんなんだけどさ。地主の次男坊が道楽で始めたようなお店らしくて、採算を無視してこだわってパンを焼いてるみたいなのよね。
I see. If you're prioritizing profit, then mechanizing the process is only logical these days. But if you're in it mainly as a hobby, I guess this quality is understandable.
私もね、昔はそんなにパンが好きってわけじゃなかったのよ。むしろ病院でパンが出るたびにうげーって言ってたぐらいなのよさ。
And sometimes hospital food is
で
terrible.
もね、ここのお店のパンを初めて食べた時にビビビッときたわけなのよさ。ああ、パンって本当はこういう味がするものなんだって。もうね、それ以来すっかりパンの虜なのよ。このパンがなかったら私どうやって生きていくんだろうみたいな、なんかもうそんなレベルなのよさ。
Definitely cocaine bread. Even as she's speaking, Makina snaps up huge bites of a hefty sandwich. Lettuce, tomato, onion, salami, and Swiss cheese packed inside a thick baguette. Honestly, the girl's chomping away so blissfully that it's kind of charming in a way. She enjoys bread this much? Maybe working at a bakery would be a rewarding experience? In that case, Makina, why not try making bread yourself? What happened to your posts? What do you mean, Dela? I see the cocaine, and then that's it. And then their question. Can't live without that bread? In other words, you're completely dependent on a single bakery. This economically turbulent world of ours, that place might go under just like that! Like that! Like, I can't snap, I'm sorry. Instead of living your life, waiting fearfully for that day, why not acquire the skills to produce bread with your own two hands?
パンを
Oh, tried to post a joke? Aw. Darn you, mobile! But the mobile app probably ate it.
確かに最近のホームライバリーの性能は侮れないって言うし、実は私も1台欲しいなって思ってたのよね。
No, that's not what I meant. Why not take things a little further and try for a part-time job at this bakery she loves so much? Aww. Probably like a text limitation. 200 characters or less. I mean, in the Amina route, she got the job, no problem.
アルバイト？私がパン屋さんで？
Conveniently enough, we're just starting summer vacation tomorrow. Thought it might be a good experience and a chance to get your feet wet in the working world.
だってマキナだよ。お金をもらって働くってことは遊びじゃないんだよ。
Tell me, Makina, what's your work experience to date?
ない。
This is as good of a time as any to start. How about giving it a try?
待って、急すぎない？もう少しこう社会に馴染んでからというか、だってマキナお金の感情だってできるかどうか。
Step 1, cocaine bread. Step 2, bake sale. Step 3, question mark. Step 4, profit. Alright, we're gonna have the cocaine bread bake sale. The best part is there will be no cocaine in the bread. By the way, I'm terrible at baking, so at baking breads and cakes and stuff, I'm terrible at it. Cookies, cookies, some brownies. Okay, to do those. They're the simple stuff. Baking bigger stuff, problem. I don't know why, too, because, like, it's as easy as following directions in some cases. I don't know, I follow the directions and it never comes out right for me. I don't know why. Ah, very true. The girl does seem to have a pretty warped perspective when it comes to financial matters. That's all the more reason. Nothing teaches you the value of a dollar like earning it through the sweat of your own brow.
ちょっと本気なの？
Guess we'll find out if she gets that job next time. They're gonna find out now. Profit! All about the profit. Well, that's up to her to decide. What do you think, Makina? Interested in learning how to make bread yourself?
マキナ、あんたよく考えたの？だって
考えてもごらんよ、あまね。パンが自分で焼けるのよ。それはまるで夢のようなことじゃないのよさ。
Look at those hearts coming out of her face.
そりゃ、まあそうかもしれないけど。
食べたい時に食べたいパンを好きなだけ焼く。まさにパン屋いらず。しかもことによると夢にまで見たダブルメロンパンを自らの手で世に放ち、一大センセーショナルを巻き起こす絶好の機会なのでは。
The double melon bread. Is that the melon bread within melon bread?
ダブルメロンパン？
What was it again? Something about the winds of change blowing through the ossified melon bun world. The birth of a terrible infant?
革命児なのよさ。
Enfant terrible, if you please. Right, something like that. So in conclusion, if you work part-time at the bakery, you can make anything you please a reality. Be it double melon buns or double buns of steel.
夢のよ。
Really? Are we still trying to go with the jokes, the jokes to get streamers to say random things on live? Come on, King. Casserole tried that before.
メロンパンはわかるけど、ロッパンは違うような気がするな。
Yeah, buns of steel are a little different.
それに、そうそう都合よくアルバイトの募集なんかしてるのかな。
In regards to that little detail, Amane, how about you pay them a visit? I'm sure even a hard-ass bread artisan will yield before a jiggling tit or two.
おーい、人の父を何だと思ってやがるこんちくしょう。
Oh man.
まあいいわ。今日の夕方、買い物にでも行ったついでに聞いてきてあげるよ。
Makina should just go there directly.
よし、やるぞ。ダブルメロンパンの力で世界を裏側から牛耳ってや
I don't know what double melon pun is, but whatever. I don't entirely follow, but this double melon bun sounds like it has some impressive potential. That same evening, despite her protestations, I'm gonna saunter into the bakery in ridiculously revealing casual clothes, excessive chest flaps swinging pendulously from side to side with every step, and in her very best sugary sweet tone asks, "Hey, are you hiring part-timers or anything?" No time at all, she proceeded to smoothly convince the owner, and Makina attained her first job without so much as an interview. Nice to see your life, Meth. The only remaining difficulty is whether the school administration will provide its approval. Makina is taking this task into her own hands, putting her case to our highest authority. I'm sitting in mainly as a spectator. Understandably, a little anxious about the prospect of letting this particular animal go free range, the principal responds with guarded rejection.
イリスさんの社会勉強に対する向学心は理解しますが、もう少しこう時間をかけてゆっくりと学んでいく姿勢というものが今は大事なのではないかと先生は思いますよ。
Although she's choosing her words carefully, it's pretty clear that Chizuru has some serious reservations about letting a potential embarrassment like Makina wander out into the world. Her mild disapproval holds steady. However, once lit, the flames of ambition, read, Double Melon Bun World Conquest, prove difficult to extinguish. Her face twitching with rage, Makina bellows, "Damn the torpedoes, Principal Tachibana!" and slams her stubby little hands onto the desk with a vigorous thwack. The kid does a pretty decent Marine Admiral. But it's the next line out of her mouth that really makes me go pale. Uh-oh, that's gonna get someone in trouble. The principal doesn't elaborate on this snappy retort. Not only has she been struck speechless, she seems to have forgotten how to breathe, quickly riding to the rescue. Don't be ridiculous, Makina. Principal Tachibana is not a kid, you know? She obviously threw away her virginity ages ago. The instant I speak, Chizuru swings her head to face me so vigorously, I can hear the sound of her hair cutting through the air. After flapping her mouth like a goldfish for a while, she draws a deep breath and unleashes a truly massive sigh.
わかりました。許可しましょう。
I can't believe this works! What the hell? Poor Chizuru, man. Quite the sudden change of heart. Shoulders drooping like a high school baseball player who's just lost their final shot at Koshien. The principal retrieves a sheet of paper from her desk.
この書類に名前を書いて、保護者の印鑑を。
The gist of it seems to be that the Academy assumes absolutely no responsibility whatsoever, and so on and so forth. Ignoring the legalistic obfuscations, real message is, if you have to work part-time, don't cause us any trouble. Oops. Don't ask me to pronounce words correctly right now, guys. I'm on a roll, it's just not a good one. Bread roll. As for the matter of the guardian who's supposed to get her approval, that would of course be Makina's parents, but her father's gone and her mother's apparently overseas, so that's hardly a realistic option either. In that case, as her father, however provisionary, I'm probably the most qualified to fix my mark in their place, stamp a thumbprint next to the name Irisu Makina, and proceed to submit the document. It worked out, you know? Oh my god, Michiru, I haven't seen you in like a little bit of time since report cards. An unusually tidy looking Michiru stares at me wide-eyed, patting her hair with a towel, presumably fresh out of the bath. Money isn't the issue, just getting a little hands-on experience in the adult world. The real world, huh? Michiru frowns dubiously. Fundamentally, students using phrases like experiencing the adult world tend to be dressing up somewhat less innocent motives. Accordingly, it's probably difficult to take the words at face value.
いいことだと思いますよ。学園の中でこそ、ああして天真爛漫に振る舞っていますけど、マキちゃんの人見知りは尋常ならざるレベルですし、 アルバイトという形で社会に進出するのはいい経験だと思います。
Yeah, there you go.
でもあのマキナよ、ちゃんと仕事なんかできるのかしら。
I think in the Amana route she did like amazingly well with her part-time job. So let's see. In response to Michiru's admittedly somewhat reasonable question, Sachi shakes her head softly.
できるできないは問題ではないのだと思います。まずは自分から苦手を克服しようという姿勢が大事なのではないかと。
Sachi has a very good outlook on this, actually. Exactly right. Got a good head on your shoulders, Sachi.
恐縮です。
いかにも優等生的なセリフだけど、言ってるだけじゃ意味ないんじゃないの？
That's pretty realistic for Michiru, though.
それはどういう意味でしょう？
言葉で言うだけだったり、とりあえずの姿勢を作るだけなら誰にでもできるけど、結果が伴わなければ無駄なんじゃないのって、そういうことよ。
I mean, that's very true. Results can be important. Oh, are you some kind of self-help expert now?
当たり前じゃない。私はいつだって努力しているし、簡単に諦めたり逃げ出したりしないわよ。
Kind of true, actually. Excuse me. Something stuck in my throat. Well, you're good at mouthing words to that effect, anyway.
何よ。私の言うことが信じられないってな。
Look, when push comes to shove, you always have Sachi bail you out, right? Where everything that happens is Sachi, Sachi. Hell, you're screaming for her in the middle of the night just the other day.
あれは、だって部屋にゴキブリが出たのよ。寮の管理をしているのはサチなんだから、ゴキブリの管理もサチの仕事でしょうが。
Why did the voice cut out there? I didn't press anything. I'm going to put this out there right now, guys. If a cockroach showed up, I would be yelling for somebody else to help me too. I'm deathly afraid of insects. You're spouting gibberish now. This rate, you're going to end up unable to tie your own shoes without Sachi around. Actually, the other day, I just asked Sachi to tie my shoes because I was lazy, right?
私は別に迷惑だとは思っていませんし、人に頼りにされるのは嫌いではありませんから。
Stop spoiling the girl. You're turning her into a useless lump.
別に甘やかされてるわけじゃないわよ。私が命令してあげないとサチの仕事がなくなっちゃうでしょ。私はサチのためを思って仕事させてあげてるんじゃない。
What the hell are you saying? Actually, it's very true. Michiru purposely gives Sachi like some easy to do tasks to like get a reprieve from like the harder to do stuff from the other people. It's very true. So actually kind of interesting. I mean, yeah, some capitalists hiring a new employee does invigorate the economy, but it's not like you're paying the girl an appropriate wage for her labors.
そんな難しいこと言われてもわかんないわよ。
Behold, Sachi, the road was paved with good intentions, but this is where it brought you.
いえ、みちる様を責めないでください。反省すべき点は私にあるのですから。
You really are a good girl, aren't you? Thinking that warrants some praise. Get over here. Reach out and rub Sachi's head roughly, working my fingers around her frilly hairband. She gets the head pats.
何よこれじゃあまるで私がダメな子みたいじゃないのよ。
Well, if the shoe fits.
わかったわよ。サチに甘えなきゃいいんでしょ。苦手を克服してりゃいい子なんでしょ。わかったわよ。やってやろうじゃないのよ。
Easy enough to mouth the words. Since you actually run into trouble, you'll be clinging to Sachi again in no time.
そんなことないわよ。いいサチ。もし私が苦手なことから逃げ出そうとしても、絶対に甘やかしちゃダメよ。
Alright, Night King.
はあ、よろしいのでしょうか。
よろしいのよ。わかった？わかったら復唱しなさい。
はい。私小峰幸は みちる様を甘やかさないと誓います。
よろしい。じゃあ大声出して喉乾いたからなんか飲み物持ってきて。
はい、ただいま。
I like how this order was given and immediately neither of them reflected on it. You people just don't get it, do you?
あ、何がよ。
No, just forget it. Michiru needs Sachi and Sachi needs Michiru. At least that's the sense I get when I watch the two of them like this. This relationship seems to have found its own delicate balance. Trying to cruelly rearrange it this late in the game would be unreasonable. When you look at it that way, maybe sending Makina out into the working world was a little hasty of me after all.
そうね。私には無謀にしか思えないけど、でもこのままずっと学園に押し込んでおくわけにもいかないじゃない。
I like how though. You stick around for a bit longer, Dela? Oh, I'm gonna live stream for a little bit longer, so that works out.
実際アマネなんかは買い物のたびにマキナの手を引いて歩いて少しでも学園の外の世界に馴染ませようとしてたみたいだしね。
That's just...
そう、誰かが手を引いてくれなければ外に出られない子になっちゃうでしょ。
It's time for Michiru, meaningful Michiru now.
アマネもそのことはずっと気にしてたし、なんとかしなきゃってよく悩んでたわ。だから今回のアルバイトに関して不安はあるけど、時にはこういった強引さも必要なんじゃない？
It's just not that easy, you know, to get people going. Oh, so even you can make a coherent point every once in a while.
あんた、私のことただのアホだと思ってない？
Yes. What, you're not?
そりゃ強くは否定しないけれども、本人に向かってそういうのはっきり言っちゃうのはあんたの良くないところよ。
お待たせいたしました、みちる様。
Our conversation is interrupted by a prompt beverage delivery. Smiling brightly, Sachi placed a glass containing cloudy liquid and ice on the table for Michiru with a solid thunk. Michiru favors her servant with a lordly nod and a magnanimous "Well done!" Then immediately reaches out for the tumbler.
まあ何にせよ、苦手な克服は確かに立派だとは思うけど、くれぐれも周りに迷惑をかけないようにやってもらいたいわね。
Even as she speaks, Michiru brings the drink Sachi provided to her lips. He gulps down a mighty swig. An instant later, Michiru's eyes jerk open wide, and then still clutching the glass in one white-knuckled hand, she crumbles to the floor. Knees trembling against the ground, she begins to yell like a distressed weasel.
みちる様、どうされました？
サチ、これ
何と申されましても、純度 100% のクエン酸の粉末を絞りたてのレモン果汁で希釈したものですが何か？
Well!
私は酸っぱいの苦手なの知ってて、わざとこんなの出したわけ。
はい、みちる様には苦手を克服していただき、より豊かな人生を謳歌していただこうと思いまして。
酸っぱいもので人生が豊かになるなら、この世に戦争なんて起きないわよ。
Fair enough, fair enough.
すみません、ちょっと何を言っているのか全然わかりません。
なんでよ。
わからないことをぐだぐだ言ってないで、とっとと飲み上がってください。
Wow, Sachi.
みちる様、どちらへ？
Did Sachi just do like a flash step? Nimbly shifting course, Sachi pulls Michiru's legs out from under her as she scrambles desperately to escape. Then, with an elegant flutter of her long skirt, the maid plunks herself down on her wriggling mistress's stomach.
みちる様、まだお飲み物がたくさん残っておりますよ。
いらない、あんたにあげる。あんたが飲みなさいよ。
ですが先ほどは苦手から逃げ出そうとしても絶対に甘やかすなとのご命令でしたので。
Oh no! Michiru!
サチ、この任務に実力を持って対処させていただきたく存じます。
Well, rip Michiru.
Please open your mouth.
Please, you're going to suffer. Still straddling Michiru, Sachi grabs hold of her chin. And in a reasonably facsimile of a KGB agent forcing a captive to drink huge amounts of water to wash away the traces of truth serum, she violently presses the glass to her mouth.
Let's drink!
Let's, This is Sachi sour drink torture.
美味しいですね。さあ、一滴もこぼさず全部飲むのです。豚のように鼻を鳴らしながら飲むのです。
That's a very strange way to put it, Sachi.
こんなにいっぱい飲めない。許して。
Michiru is dead today, guys.
それは萌え台詞ですか？軽いエロ台詞ですか？萌えキャラ気取りなんですか？ツンデレのくせに。
ツンデレのくせに。Oh shoot! Very dark, Sachi.
顔にかけないで。お風呂入ったばかりなのに。
Oh no. Alright, Dela. Charge your phone, though.
なぜでしょう。こうして苦しみあえいでいるみちる様を見ていると背中がゾクゾクします。
Oh no, it's Sachi's sadistic side. It's a super sadist.
基本私は M ですが、みちる様は私に S をお求めのようでしたので、ご要望とあれば私はどんな私にもなれる可能性を秘めているのです。
Rip Michiru.
まさに顧客満足度 100% のコミネ措置でございます。通販型売上No.1メイドですね。
Internet still trains battery? Uh-oh.
言ってる意味がまるでわからないわよ。
お見積もりはウェブで。
What?
もうだから無理やり飲む。もういや
sometimes your phone can drain because like the amount of energy it uses while it's using the internet. If your phone's like has a high-speed charger, it can mitigate it. Depends. You can change your battery settings, your phone settings too. I don't know. A lot that goes into it. What can I say? To really get along, don't you? Ha ha! Ah ha! Ah ha! Ah ha! Ha!
ちょっとユージじゃないわよ。あんた笑ってないで助けなさいよ。このドイツメイド私の上からどかして。
Ah! Sorry, what? Didn't quite catch that. My hearing really seems to be going these days.
みちる様、言葉遣いがお乱れですよ。
だからいじるように
ずいぶんと騒がしいから来てみれば、あなたたち一体何をしているの？
ゲボー15大受験。
誰がジュビコよ。
いいから助けなさいよ。助けてください。
まったく。小峰さん。
はい、何でしょう。
こんなに床を汚して一体誰が掃除をすると思っているの？
私ですが。
Sakaki's like, I tried so hard.
そういえばそうね。じゃあ行くか。
よくね。
Alright. Don't burst the blood vessel, hey Sachi?
Yes, boss.
Yes, boss. Why don't you let the girl off the hook? Michiru's learned a lesson. I'm sure she'll drink the rest of it on her own, right, Michiru?
飲むわよ。飲めばいいんでしょ。いえ、飲ませてください。ちゃんと全部飲みます。お腹がタプタプになるまで。
はい、大変良い心がけと存じます。
Michiru almost died today.
ひどい目にあった。
そもそもどうしてこういうことになったわけ？説明してもらえるかしら。
Well, Sakaki, my friend, please watch the last 10 10-15 minutes of live stream. Good question. Well, we started off talking about overcoming weaknesses, but provide a brief summary of the situation, beginning with Makina's decision to take the part-time job. Well, she's basically just helping out a little around the store during break. I was hoping a little interaction with people outside the school might help the girl get over her shyness and teach her some common sense.
苦手を克服するのは大変素晴らしいことですので。
Yep.
この機会にぜひみちる様にも酸っぱいものを克服していただこうとした結果が先ほどの状態になります。
The dialogue is divided strangely for anyone who's paying attention.
だったらサチ、あんたも苦手を克服しなさいな。あんたの苦手なものって何よ。
実のところ、私は風見さんが苦手です。
I mean, Yuji. Me?
はい。風見さんに頭を撫でられたり、そっと抱きしめられたりすると、背中がゾクゾクして動けなくなってしまうほど苦手です。
Well, Yuji is Sachi's weakness. I see. I wasn't aware, but I guess that's no excuse. I've been patting your head pretty thoughtlessly, haven't I? Sorry about that.
いえ、苦手を克服するのは大変重要なことです。今後も私に隙があればいつでも頭を撫でていただいて構いません。
Anytime! She wants head pats all the time!
サチ、あんたそれ卑怯よ。
はい、クエン酸のレモン割りをもう一杯おかわりですか？
あんた耳どこで落としてきた？拾ってきなさいよ。
Not to change the subject, but what are you all doing for summer vacation?
どうすると？
Just wondering if you were planning on working part-time, or heading home, or what have you.
私は別にアルバイトの予定もないし、実家にも戻らないと思うわ。
Sakaki's like, you know, internet doesn't watch itself.
私もずっと寮にいるかな。
I mean, that's fair.
私も特に用事はありませんし、帰る実家もありませんから。
Although in the mutual route, Sachi's family ordered her to come back so they can see her. I see. Watching a gloomy atmosphere spread uniformly around the room, I wince a little inwardly. Seems like I shouldn't have asked this particular question.
そういうあんたはどうなのよ。
Me, well, let's see. I don't have a home to go back to, but I guess there's a possibility I'll be called to my part-time job every once in a while. Ah, right. I'm also planning to visit a grave.
お墓参りですか？
My master's grave is up in the mountains in Yamanashi. Gets completely overgrown with weeds unless they clean it up once a year.
お掃除は得意ですからお手伝いしましょうか？
It's alright. I want to do it myself. That's sort of what you do when you visit a grave, right?
はい。すみません。出過ぎた真似を。
Well, I appreciate the thought. Hey, Makina's back! Our conversation is interrupted by the arrival of a fresh-faced shrimp with a big grin on her face. Amina follows in her wake. Makina's arm is curled around the hot pink wash basin, containing not only the usual bath towel and soap, but also perhaps the single creepiest-looking mutant of a toy duck I've ever had the displeasure of laying eyes on. What kind of toy duck?
じゃあマキちゃんの飲み物用意したら入っちゃうね。
それはいいわよさっちゃん。マキナの分は私が用意するからお風呂入っちゃいなよ。
あ、はい。じゃあ風見さん、お先にお風呂をいただきます。
It's alright, take your time.
あ、ちょっとサッチ待ちなさいよ。私ももう一度入るから。
Small bow in my direction, Sachi briskly heads up the stairs toward the bathroom. In pursuit is quite literally sour-faced Michiru. The bath in this dorm has a full 8 faucets and showers. Theoretically speaking, everyone in the dorm could get in at the same time if they wanted to, but instead the residents have developed an unwritten protocol. Our solitude-loving Sakaki performs her rituals ablutions first, so as to minimize the risk of human interaction. Generally, Michiru takes her turn immediately thereafter. As for why Michiru is the second up, it seems she refuses to go after Makina, has something of a reputation for leaving the bath in utter mess. And once the pseudo tsundere is done, Amane and Makina take their turn together. Sachi always claims the final slot so that she can perform a little quick cleanup afterwards. When I was thrown into the mix, it was generally agreed that I would enter only after all the women had their turns, so as to reduce the potential for awkward mishaps. I don't think Chizuru would be too pleased if I pulled a stunt like that.
学園長が文句言わなかったら一緒に入るつもり?
The bathroom's got 8 separate showers. I don't see why it'd be a problem.
そういう問題じゃないような気がするな。でも確かに私が体洗ってる間、マキナを見ててくれると助かるのよね。この子、油断してるとお風呂で寝ちゃうから危ないし。
Oh shoot, that is kind of dangerous. That a fact? Guess that would explain why Amane almost always goes in with her.
それじゃ私は失礼して部屋に戻らせてもらうわ。
Night, Sakaki.
おやすみ。ね
えパパ、みんなで集まって何のお話してたの
？Alright, we're just discussing our plans for the summer vacation. Amane, you're going back to visit your family, right?
と言ってもまだ先の話だけどね。それに実家って言っても母方のおじいちゃんおばあちゃんの家だし。
ママネーのおばあちゃんち京都なのよ。すっげえ美人だけどすっげえ怖いのよさ。
What? You met her?
去年の夏休みにね、この子を寮に置いていくわけにもいかなかったから一緒に京都に連れてったのよ。
So they packed her in a bag? Like, here, there's a... would you like... Is that carry-on luggage? Yeah, Makina's carry-on luggage. What?
なんかね、すっげえ高そうな着物着ててね。そんで、キセルでタバコ吸ってた。
What?
あれは、あれな、料亭のおかみじゃなくて、どう見てもその筋の姉さんなのよさ。
Oh my god, really?
人のおばあちゃんを何だと思ってやがる。
なんか変な人。
A weird person? The woman's strange enough to be called weird by Makina? We must be talking about a pretty damn peculiar individual here.
変じゃないってば。
でも初対面でいきなり大ボケかましてたのよさ。
Setup line?
いや、だからさ、私がおばあちゃん家の扉開けて「こんにちは」って声かけたら奥からおばあちゃんが出てきたんだけどさ。
玄関口であまねえじゃなくて私に向かって「遠いとこよう来はったな」って言ったのよ。
そんでまあマキナの顔をガッと掴んだかと思ったら、いやしばらく見いひんかったらえらい縮んでしもて、今年の夏はえらい暑いよってなって軒下につられたたくあんじゃあるまいし縮まないっての。
Is the woman senile? Sounds like quite the entertaining grandmother.
マキナ、あんた今年も一緒に行く？また今年も浴衣着てお祭り行こっか。
ああ、いいな。去年作ってもらった浴衣まだ着れっかな。
Something tells me yes, she'll be able to.
大丈夫じゃない？あんた全然背伸びてないし。
Wrecked. Yukata, eh? Come to think of it, I guess that'd be a pretty good look for a stumpy little barrel like Makina.
それは褒められているのか？
On the other hand, Amane, will Yukata really work out so well with this distinctly un-Japanese figure?
なんで私をジロジロ見る？
Well, Amane, my friend, word of advice from me to you. Wearing yukata, try not to saunter around the streets with a bottle of lotion in one hand.
歩くかボケ。つか、あんたが私を見ながら何を想像したのかだいたい分かったわよ。つうかさ、今年はユージも来る？
No, I'll pass.
遠慮ならいらないよ。部屋ならいっぱいあるし、料理屋だから食事も心配ないし、何も予定がないならおいでよ。
Thing is, I'm on call at my part-time job. I don't know when they'll want me, and I need a fairly good reason to leave the prefecture. There's paperwork to fill out and everything.
そっか、残念だね。
Yeah, man. Yuji's kind of on the clock all the time. I'll enjoy myself in my own way. Don't worry about it.
ごめんね。
Nothing to apologize for. Thanks for inviting me. In the first place, if I did tag along to meet that grandmother of hers, I'm not quite sure how I could respond to having my cheeks firmly pinched. Let alone the Lord Almighty, hasn't been that long since I saw you, but sure have been turned into a man. Guess it was a long rainy season this year. Gag she might well hit me with. And even if the company were to give me permission to leave the prefecture, there's a good chance I'd still be summoned when necessary. Worst case scenario, I might end up landing a helicopter on the old lady's lawn. Fundamentally speaking, enjoying a vacation like anyone else is a privilege not extended to those of us who live with a chain locked firmly around our necks. Even so, my summer begins normally enough. Ta-da! It's now summer vacation. And at the line of sometimes I'm amazed at the human capacity to adapt, I think this is a good place to call it. We've gone through a good section of, and I don't know, the Makina route doesn't feel like a just Makina route. It feels like we're kind of interacting with everyone route, with Makina being a focal point in some of those interactions. So it's quite interesting. So, yeah, here we are. But for now, we're going to call it. This has been animefanrk2k. Thank you very much for coming out to watch the Monday Night Livestream. As always, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be here live streaming on my YouTubes, doing this thing. Fruit of Grisaia next week as well. And if you catch me on Twitch, you can catch me Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time too. So, for now, this is animefanrk2k. I'll see you guys. Thank you, as always. Had a good time. Hope you guys did too. And good night. Peace.